as Purdue will be kicking off, and Scott Savarine will kick it off, and Drew Hill is deep to receive it. Drew Hill led the nation in kickoff returns. He averaged 30 yards. He had a 100-yard return against Georgia, a 97-yard return against Auburn, so that he is dangerous anytime he gets the football. A sunny day in Atlanta, and the Peach Bowl is underway. Drew Hill does not get it because it's taken by an up man. That's Levon Sumter. Levon Sumter gets across the 20-yard line and is stopped at the 23. And so Georgia Tech will start first down and 10 yards to go. And here's the offensive line. Taylor, Simmons, Simons, Walker, and Hill for Georgia Tech. Receivers are Hill, Matt Reich is a wide receiver, and Donnie Sewell's the tight end. Georgia Tech backfield, Mike Kelly, the freshman quarterback, Rodney Lee, and Bucky Schamberger shifted to tailback in place of Eddie Lee Avery, who will not play today because of an ankle injury sustained in the Georgia game. Mike Kelly brings him up. He's 96 for 197 in the year, 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. A freshman. He started the 3rd game of the year at quarterback. Short drop. Kelly runs it. He got it across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. And Keena Turner came to make the tackle. He's a good one. Here's the defense for Purdue. Floyd, Clark, Laushin, Jackson, and Turner.
And Turner is the All-American defensive end for Purdue. Keep your eye on him.
Motz and Johansson are the linebackers. And the deep men are Smith, Moss, Harris, and Supan. Second down play coming now for Georgia Tech. Kelly guns it to the outside, and it's incomplete, intended for Matt Reich, who is a freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. So it'll be third down, about 6 yards to go.
Lindsey, 2 contrasting styles of preparation for this football game today. Pepper Rogers, as I mentioned at the top of the show, very loose. They're going to run everything. They'll run the veer. They'll run the shotgun. They put in the shotgun for... They'll run the I. Of course, Purdue will run the shotgun also. But Jim Young, of course, taking a little bit more serious. They were a much more serious football team in preparing for this. So let's see how it all turns out.
We had a slight emergency here shortly before kickoff. They discovered that someone had stolen the chains that are used along the sideline, and so they had to go into an emergency measure to get chains, unless perhaps old Marley of the Christmas Carol had all the chains, but they're all set to go. Mike Kelly brings him up now. Drew Hill is in a wide right on a 3rd down. Schamberger from the tailback, and Bucky Schamberger got across very close to the first down as Marcus Jackson from Lima, Ohio, made the tackle.
There's Pepper on the sideline. Schamberger was a wingback in the Georgia Tech offense. Didn't play too much tailback, of course, with the injury to their All-American Eddie Lee Avery. Schamberger looks like he just got off a surfboard, Lindsey. He's got that blonde hair, and he's the real lover of this football team. The ball players just love to follow him around and get his cast-offs.
It is a little short. It's going to be 4th down. It's a shade short. And Georgia Tech is sending in the punting unit. There's Schamberger.
Looks like he's from California. Good-looking young man.
Ed Peebles is going to do the punting. Russell Pope has dropped back with Tony Gallivan to receive it for Purdue. There is no score. The game has just begun here in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Peebles gets it off. Fair catch signal goes up, and it is taken at the 36-yard line. So it will be first down and 10 yards to go. Purdue has the ball at their own 36 as Pope comes off the field.
Well, with their great quarterback, you'll be watching Purdue in a pro set offense. They'll have a tight end, a flanker, a split end, and a split backs. One thing they've done this year offensively, Lindsey, last year Herman threw for over 2,500 yards. This year he's cut down on his interceptions, and they've become a little bit more balanced attack team.
56% completion percentage, and Herman's going long in the first play of the ball game. And he tried his favorite receiver, Mike Harris. Mike Harris was the man for whom it was intended. It goes incomplete with Ken Taylor covering on the corner.
Mark Herman, the quarterback, and you saw the good, strong arm. He's only a sophomore. He can throw it.
He led the Big Ten in all sorts of total offense and passing when he was only 18 years old as a freshman. He's only 19 now. Fell Bell, Schwann, Quinn, Hall, McKenzie in the offensive line for Purdue. Second out and 10 yards to go. By the draw play this time. Give it to the tailback. And so it was John Macon who advanced the ball across to the 42-yard line.
Here's a sophomore from Marion, Indiana, John Macon, 6'1", 205 pounds. Out of the eye, they run the draw with the lead back. Augustiniak making a fine block for him. Gets up to about a 3rd and 3 situation.
Third down play coming from the Boilermakers of Purdue. Leave it on the ground again. Giving it this time to Augustiniak, the young man from Leo, Indiana. Moves it up there for a 1st and 10, I believe. Ken Taylor and Henry Johnson made the tackle. And Eubank are the receivers for Purdue. Herman, Macon, and Augustiniak are the backs. Wally Jones has just come into the ball game. First down, 10 yards to go. He's in there to running back. Herman, play action, and he throws his receivers down. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Harris, but he was down. Donald Patterson was covering on the play.
Head coach Jim Young on the sidelines.
Jim Young was a member of the Ohio State team, a 1954 championship team, and then he transferred to Bowling Green. He was head coach at Arizona for 4 years before coming to Purdue. Second down and 10 yards to go. They are back. And it is moved up to the 45-yard line. Russell Pope carried on the play. He moved for 663 yards during the season.
And he's a senior from Rockford, Illinois. He got the best speed of anybody in the backfield, and he weaves his way through here. Good hard running. Don Beslew, the All-American safety out of Georgia Tech on the stop. There's Russell.
Ball is spotted just outside the 45-yard line of Georgia Tech. Third down and about 3 yards to go. Shuttling backs in and out this afternoon in this bowl game. Right off his tailback, but he is popped right away. It was Wally Jones carrying, and Mark Bradley came in to make the stop. He's a sophomore from Atlanta, along with Henry Johnson, who's from Rennes, Georgia. Wally Jones, a freshman from Detroit, Michigan, carried on the play. So on 4th down, Joe Linville comes in to do the punting. He averaged 36.5 during the regular season. He's a freshman from Merrillville, Indiana. Dropping back is Gary Hardy to receive the punt for Georgia Tech. Linville waiting for the snap. There is no score. Over to the side, and it is going out of bounds, and it's going to be lined up along that sideline. It is somewhere down there inside the 10-yard line.
Nice kick.
Linville placing it out of bounds. It's taken to the inbounds marker and spotted at the 8-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 8.
Linville, a 48-yard punt.
So now, the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech get it, but they get it deep in their own territory. There is no score. Purdue nothing, Georgia Tech nothing. There's Young and there's Augustiniak. First down, 10 yards to go at the 8, and Danny Mann is in there now at fullback. Bucky Schamberger is the tailback for Georgia Tech. Ike Kelly, of course, is still the quarterback. Fumble. And a fumble. He's trying to get it to Bucky Schamberger, and Purdue has recovered at the 5-yard line. Purdue has recovered the football, and it is Calvin Clark, the sophomore, who is from Atlanta, who recovered it.
And he couldn't be any happier. Poor timing on the handoff here to the tailback. Right on the hip there, Bucky Schamberger, as I said, hadn't had too much experience from that tailback position. And Calvin Clark, the sophomore from hometown Atlanta, Georgia, has got it.
Calvin Clark is home for Christmas. He went to high school here in Atlanta. His family lives here. First down and goal to go at the 5-yard line now. Purdue has the football. From the tailback. They move it down to the 2-yard line. It was John Macon carrying, sophomore from Marion, Indiana. He rushed for 847 yards during the year, and he averaged 4.1. Henry Johnson and Mike Hell made the tackle.
He's a strong runner, Lindsey. He had 4 games over 100 as we take a look at Pepper Rogers. Got that mustache. If you see too many coaches with mustaches. Pepper says, well, I looked around and Bear Bryant didn't have one. And Woody Hayes didn't have one. I thought I'd put one on.
Wally Jones is in the ball game now at the tailback. Jones goes to the left side. Touchdown for Purdue. It was taken in by Jones. Wally Jones, the freshman from Detroit, Michigan.
Well, he gained 105 yards in his last game against the University of Indiana. Previous to that, Lindsey, he'd only run the football about 3 times the whole season. So a big thrill from the freshman from Detroit. Watch him go up and over. Good penetration. He looks like a statue up there, Lindsey. Watch this. He really gets up and over. There he is.
Got well in.
Momentum got him across.
Scott Salvarian is attempting 23 for 23. The left footer boots, and it's good. So he's 24 for 24, and Purdue is out in front of the ball game. The Boilermakers in the sunshine on Christmas Day have taken an early lead by a score of 7-0 at the Peach Bowl. And for Christmas, even the pigeons are all dressed up as Salvarian gets ready to kick it off. Drew Hill is deep. Drew Hill lets it go. It's across the inline touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, who won 7 games and lost 4. They lost their first 2 games, won 7 straight, and then lost their final 2 games. Purdue won 8 games, lost 2, tied 1 in the Big Ten during the regular season. Mike Kelly's coming in to run the attack. A freshman, but by the 3rd game of the season after they had lost their first 2, he was a starter.
And he did have the benefit of spring practice, Lindsey. And Pepper says next year we're going to put a whole different new offense in for this kid.
Rodney Lee and Bucky Schamberger in the I formation. And Kelly throws, and it's intercepted at the 30-yard line. And it's returned inside the 20-yard line. Mike Marks intercepted for Purdue, and the Boilermakers again have the ball. Deep in Georgia Tech territory, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you one thing about Purdue linebackers. They've got good size, Lindsey. This one is 6'3", 230 pounds. As you said, a sophomore out of Chicago. He just dropped back in the zone. Kelly on the release. He had a little bit of pressure. He's trying to go down the sidelines. The ball was kind of end over end, right into the hands of Mike Marks.
So now the Boilermakers 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They give it to the up back, and it is taken by John Macon. He got just inside for a yard or so before Mike Hell made the tackle. He is from New Roads, Louisiana, along with Al Richardson from Miami, Florida. It's at the 19-yard line. Pardon me, 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Macon is coming off, and Augustiniak is in there with Wally Jones now. So Augustiniak and Wally Jones, and the backfield is split. Augustiniak's in the left set, Jones in the right set. Augustiniak turns the corner, 15, inside the 10-yard line. He goes out of bounds at the 8. Don Besselou, the All-American safety from Georgia Tech. He's from Columbus, made the tackle.
Watch the blocking on the right side. They cross-blocked. A great block by Macon for Augustiniak. They wiped out the whole left side of that Georgia Tech defense. Besselou, that's the safety man, on the stop. 11-yard pickup.
1st down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Dave Young is coming there now in that alignment. And Bart Burrell has come out. It's a double tight end in there for Purdue. Here's the pitch. Taken to the tailback, and it is in there for the touchdown to Wally Jones, his 2nd of the day. Wally Jones, the freshman from Detroit, took it in.
Well, what a Christmas for Wally Jones, the freshman out of Detroit. He's got Purdue's first 2 touchdowns today. I tell you, it looks like they're trying to work Georgia Tech's left side 2 plays in a row, Lindsey, and they wiped them out on the right side. Good blocking. Watch a lead back. He knocks Patterson out to the outside, and then it's good running by Jones, who broke a tackle and went in standing up.
With Burrell holding, Salvarian boots it up, and he is 25 for 25. And as they come back up the field, the Boilermakers of Purdue have taken an early lead here in the Peach Bowl in the 1st quarter by a score of 14-0. 9:47 remaining in the first quarter.
Introduces a car destined to be a classic. The 1979 Buick Riviera. What most cars will never be, it already is. With almost every power assist available, standard. Yet for all its elegance, there is another side to Riviera. The traction of front-wheel drive and the power of turbocharging. Available on the Riviera and standard on the Riviera S-Type. The new Buick Riviera. At least once in your life, you should own a car this incredible.
Say Budweiser, you said it all.
Come on, Kurt.
Well, that's the way us amateurs do it, but wait until you see how the professionals do it on the Hollywood Stuntmen's Competition. You'll see it all right here on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
The Boilermakers have taken an early lead, and they'll be kicking off now. Sovereign will kick it off. Drew Hill is deep. He's got Sumter on one side, and he's got Heflin on the other. Weather forecast for temperature in the low 50s here this afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia, on a beautiful sunny Christmas afternoon. Here comes Sovereign. Drew Hill retreats. And he's at the 4-yard line. He's at the 5. At the 10. Trying to get around the corner. Watch out. He's dangerous, but closed off at the 25-yard line. It was Rock Supan from Parma, Ohio, who made the tackle, so it is first down and 10 yards to go.
Drew Hill with fine speed. Now, one thing Purdue is kicking off from the left hash mark, Lindsey. They're trying to make up Georgia Tech's man on the return. They're giving him the wide side of the field so they can go over that way, and Hill tried to get it to the left side. A nice return.
First down, 10 yards to go at the 27-yard line. Rodney Lee, Bucky Schamberger in the I formation. Fullback took it. Rodney Lee, Stone Mountain, Georgia. And he moved it up short of the 30-yard line. Again, of about 2 on the play will make it second down and 8. Kevin Motz from South Bend, Indiana made the tackle. 6'2", 230-pound junior linebacker. You look across now at Pepper Rogers.
You know, one thing Jim Young has done as far as Purdue Boilermakers are concerned on defense, Lindsey, it's a sophisticated Oklahoma defense. Most of your college teams play the nose guard, the 2 inside linebackers, but they flex. They get off the line of scrimmage. Now, right now, look at that. They're about 1.5 yards off the line of scrimmage for pursuit purposes.
Schamberger with the football. But he was hit before he could turn. Schamberger's a senior from Atlanta, Georgia. It was Rick Moss from Mattoon, Illinois, who made the tackle back about the 29, which was the line of scrimmage, so it's third down and 8 yards to go. Pepper Rogers, of course, was an outstanding quarterback at Georgia Tech, his alma mater. He was head coach at Kansas, head coach at UCLA, before coming back as head coach for the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Kelly, and he throws to Schamberger. Schamberger was pushed back from the 34-yard line. Gain of only 5. It'll be 4th and 3. Keena Turner made the tackle.
And he drops off from his defensive end position. He's so quick. There he is, 85. He's a junior from Chicago. They can almost use him like a linebacker. They'll drop him off, Lindsey, back for pass defense. He rushes the passer. He's got 24 sacks on the year. And, of course, a college sack's a little bit different than a pro. Anytime you tackle a back behind the line of scrimmage, you get credit for a sack.
People's kick is taken at the 26, but it's going to be Pope down at the 20-yard line. Russell Pope took it and tried to retreat to turn a corner, number 40, but he could not. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So now the Boilermakers get it once again. Well, on Saturday, January 6th, the new look CBS Sports Spectacular premieres with the East-West Shrine game, followed by the fight of the week.
Roberto Duran against Monroe Brooks. And then it's, of course, a Hollywood stunt competition, World's Strongest Man, right here on CBS.
Pass play is complete, up to the 35-yard line. And on upfield across the 40 and the 45. It was Dave Young advancing. Bessalou and Lowe brought him down. So the reception.
Beautiful timing. Area is number 80, and he's big, 6'6", can run. He scored a 75-yard touchdown pass against Wisconsin. A great deep threat for a tight end.
Ball is spotted at the 48-yard line of Purdue. They're leading 14-0, and they have the ball in their own territory.
Picked up 28.
They give it to Russell Pope, and he is popped. Richardson and Fox in there on the tackle. So it is spotted at the 47 for a loss of a yard, making second down and 11 yards to go. Mark Herman, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. 12 touchdowns, 10 interceptions during the season. Motion across, that's Mike Harris. Herman in play action. Almost a one-hand stab, and it was Dave Young who was bobbling it there for a moment, incomplete.
Almost made a great catch. Herman gets outside very easily here, Lindsey. Watch, here's the fake, play action fake, holds the linebackers in. He gets outside. Watch this, almost one of the great catches by Dave Young, but he couldn't hold on.
The juggling act.
Got 5 receivers, Herman, who he goes to. In fact, 5 guys have caught over 20 passes on the year.
Third down, 11 yards to go. They send Augustiniak to a wing, and they go into the shotgun. Direct pass now to Herman. Scrambles and throws back, and it's Russell Pope. He is at the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and inside the 30-yard line. Is he quick? Russell Pope taking the pass from Herman out of the shotgun, and he has advanced it about the 29-yard line.
Well, he caught 33 passes on the year, over 265 yards. Herman made a real good move to get outside the pocket, picks up 20 yards, finds his secondary receiver right here in Pope. Picked up 20, first down, Boilermakers.
Russell Pope coming back to the sideline. It's spotted squarely at the 30-yard line. Purdue leading 14-0. Stats on Mark Herman. So far in the ballgame, we're still in the first quarter. Augustiniak is carrying, but he is closed off. Al Richardson was there, along with Michael Harris. Gain of about 2 yards on the play to the 28-yard line, make it second down and 8 yards to go.
You know, Lindsey, when I was growing up, I always thought a Boilermaker was a shot in a beer where I came from. And then when I got to Notre Dame, I found out a little different. Trouble that the Irish have had with this team over the years.
Notre Dame must know all about the Boilermakers, believe me. That has been a great, great series. Backdoor neighbors in Indiana. Herman. Well, it's incomplete at the 10-yard line.
It's going to be a penalty here.
It is. Burrell is the man for whom it is intended. We're going to get an interference call.
He got hit before the ball arrived. Bart Burrell, a sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. Now, he was a high school teammate of Mark Herman.
Defensive pass interference. Defense.
That'll make it a first down. At the 10.
Let's take a look. This young football team, Purdue, they only lose 5 men off the starting offensive and defensive teams right here. Now watch him get hit from the back. You can see his neck snap. Good call.
Split the running backs, first and goal at the 10-yard line. Mark Herman retreating. Goes to the corner, and it is taken. Touchdown! It is a touchdown on the reception by Raymond Smith, a junior from Paris, Kentucky. Raymond Smith took the pass, a 10-yarder from Mark Herman, and it's the 3rd touchdown of the day for Purdue.
An explosive football team. You see the world's largest drum. Here it is, Herman going back. He's got the protection, little square out pattern down the left side to Raymond Smith. Right here, he makes good catch. All you have to have is 1 foot down. He had them both in.
Bessalou covering over there, and the conversion attempt is coming now with Burrell holding for Scott Sovereign. So for the day in conversion. conversions. He's 3 for 3. And as they come back up the field here in the first quarter with 6 minutes 4 seconds remaining in the period, the score is Purdue 21, Georgia Tech nothing. The Purdue band this year, of course, one of the biggest in the nation, almost 400 members. We were talking earlier about the new look CBS Sports Spectacular on Saturday, January 6th. The East-West Shrine game, and then...
That's one of the best games of the year. I was very privileged to have the opportunity to play in it. Don't miss it. The East-West Shrine game, and then one of the greatest fighters of all time, Roberto Duran against Monroe Brooks. That's Saturday, January the 6th.
The Hollywood Stunt Competition, plus the NFL Cheerleaders Classic. How do you feel about that?
The NFL Cheerleaders Classic.
They're classic cheerleaders, believe me. And that's January 6th for the premiere of the action-packed new look CBS Sports Spec. Don't miss it.
I wouldn't mind it being a judge in that, would you?
You're talking about the Boilermakers. They got that name back before the turn of the century when they beat Wabash College in Indiana, and the people at Wabash were trying to be derogatory. They said, well, we were beaten by a bunch of Boilermakers. People at Purdue liked it, and later they decided to adopt it as their official nickname. The Boilermakers of Purdue. Scott Sovereign will kick off to Drew Hill. Drew Hill is deep, flanked by Levon Sumter and Darrell Heffman. Well, Drew Hill is back and will not run that one out. It's across the end line, so it's going to be a touchback, 1st and 10.
They're looking right into the sun. What is this, Lindsey? This is Purdue's second bowl appearance in 92 years, and you worked them both.
That's right. They appeared in the 1967 Rose Bowl game. Jack Mollenkost's Purdue team beat John McKay's USC team 14-13. USC scored in the closing seconds. Tried a 2-point conversion. Purdue intercepted it, and that was the final score. And it's the only bowl game that Purdue had played in until this afternoon.
Looks like they're a little hungry.
They are hungry. They do well in bowl games, apparently. Mike Kelly brings them up. Lee and Schamberger in the I formation. At Schamberger, oh, was he ever popped. Bucky Schamberger hit by Mark Johansson, a junior from Indianapolis. Loss of a yard at the 19-yard line. We'll make it 2nd down.
Well, we were looking forward to seeing one of the best backs in the United States, Eddie Lee Ivory, who holds one NCAA record. What, he gained 356 yards rushing against Air Force. And Lindsey, you take a great talent like that off the football team, and it's you can see it's hurt Tech.
Question about that. Kelly's throwing, and it is complete up at the 34 to Drew Hill, a senior from Newman, Georgia.
Yep, I think he dropped the football, Lindsey. They're going to rule it incomplete.
I did. You're right.
Didn't have control of it. He caught it and then dropped it.
So incompletion makes it 3rd and 11 at the 19-yard line. Sound you hear is for the Boilermaker Special. It's parked along the sideline here, a locomotive. We've got the Ramblin' Wreck, the locomotive, all the hoopla of Bowl Day here, the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia.
There it is.
There it is, right there, the Boilermaker Special.
Who drove that down here?
3rd down play coming. Kelly. And it is taken. Matt Rank, the freshman, who is playing the flanker today, across the sideline marker, and it was Willie Harris who forced him out.
That was just a great release by Mike Kelly. He was hit just as we released the football, Lindsey. Watch his play action. He's coming back to the weak side. Got knocked flat on his back, right on the money to Matt Rank. 1st down, Tech.
Matt Rank, a freshman. Georgia Tech, of course, in other years ran from a wishbone, but Pepper Rogers switched out of the wishbone to the eye for Eddie Lee Ivory, his tailback, to give him a chance to get him outside. Schamberger and Mann in there now. Kelly rolls, and that's it. That fumbled the ball. Ken Lauschen, the all-Big Ten nose guard from Richmond Heights, Ohio.
They ruled he was down.
On the tackle, and he was down.
He's going to have a tough time all day. He tries to get outside here, and the Purdue defense gets a sack. Nowhere to go. Everybody's covered. He's down. He loses control of the football, but they ruled he was dead.
They also lost 6 yards, which makes it 2nd and 16 back at the 33. Rodney Lee back in there. Bucky Schamberger still the tailback. Drew Hill's coming out to a wide right. Matt Rank's going to a wide left for freshman quarterback Mike Kelly. 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions during the year. Schamberger piled up just as he crossed the 35-yard line. And about 3, which will make it 3rd and 13. About Lots of fans here from Purdue. Marcus Jackson, a junior from Lima, Ohio, was in there on the last tackle. He's 6'4", 260. Pyramid of cheerleaders. We have 4 minutes, 2 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, and Purdue is leading by a score of 21-0. Kelly. Incomplete to Rank. Matt Rank, the freshman from Atlanta. That's Oliver warming up, the number 2 quarterback for Purdue. Punter is coming to the ball game now, and that is Ted Peoples, sophomore from Cedartown, Georgia. Russell Pope and Tony Gallivan have dropped back to field it for Purdue. High snap, and it is bobbled. It's 4th down now. Peoples picks it up. Ball goes over. It is at the 12-yard line, and the ball goes over to Purdue. Rick Moss was there to make the stop.
3 turnovers here in the first quarter. Purdue is just about ready to blow them out. Right here. Here's Peoples back. He gets a high snap from center. A little wobbly on the snap also, and he has no chance. Rick Moss on the stop. Lost 23 yards from the line of scrimmage also, Lindsey.
And Chuck Oliver is coming out to run the attack now. He's the quarterback. He is a freshman from Valparaiso, Indiana. Second unit is in there generally now for Purdue. First down and 10 yards to go deep in Georgia Tech territory. Pitches to his tailback. And John Macon was cut down by Mike Blanton, the senior from Valdosta, Georgia. First time that Purdue has scored 3 times in any quarter this season. They have really been rolling here in this Peach Bowl game in Atlanta, Georgia. Second down play coming now, and 12 yards to go. Chuck Oliver, 6'1", 189-pounder in their quarterback. Rolls and Oliver throws, and it's incomplete. Al Richardson putting the pressure on him. It was intended for Tony Gallivan, so it's going to be 3rd down and 12. As you see the Boilermaker, or one of them. There are a lot of Boilermakers here this afternoon.
A nice crowd followed the Boilermakers down here to Atlanta.
Minutes, 4 seconds left in the first quarter. 3rd down, 12 yards to go at the 15 of Georgia Tech in Purdue possession. Oliver. And it's incomplete. Oliver was trying to get it that time to Raymond Smith, the junior from Paris, Kentucky. Donald Patterson was covering. That brings up a 4th down, and it's going to bring in Scott Savarine.
And he holds almost every Purdue record. Extra points, field goals. He's 15 out of 21 on the year.
And Burrow will hold for him, and they're going to set it up at the 22-yard line, making it a 32-yard field goal attempt for the left footer. And the 32-yard field goal is no good. It is wide. And so it'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. However,
I don't see any flags. I think we've got an injury on the play.
Nobody has left the field as yet. There's been no exchange of units, so there is something going on between the officials just there. So apparently there was a flag. We'll get it here. Alfred D.
Roughing the kicker.
Deola.
It's an invisible flag. I didn't see any on the ground, Lindsey.
You can see Savarine limping a little bit as he comes off.
Here's the field goal attempt. Now watch the pressure. Trying to block the kick. His leg is extended, and he goes down. Roughing the kicker. There he is, Scott Savarine.
Defense.
What's going to be?
4th down.
4th down?
It'll be 4th down now.
28. It's going to be 4th down right here.
4th down.
It is not an automatic 1st down in college football. Little shoelace trouble there for Pepper Rogers.
Everything's going wrong for Georgia Tech.
Ball is at the 7-yard line. yards to go at the 7, and this time it's going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt. Burrow puts it down. The 25-yarder again is no good. And again, it'll come out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. As Purdue fails to score on this opportunity with 2 minutes 51 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Purdue continues to lead by a score of 21-0. Speaking of bowl games, next Monday, New Year's Day, a big one coming up in Dallas, Texas.
Well, it'll be Joe Montana as patrols for the Irish. Danny Davis, the very quick quarterback of the Houston team. Should be a game that we're going to see a lot of points, Lindsay.
See a lot of points. Paul and I will be there for CBS. It'll be my 19th Cotton Bowl game. We're looking forward to it next Monday.
19. Where was that 19 years ago?
21-0 here. Purdue is leading in the first quarter. And Georgia Tech has the ball with Bucky Schamberger at tailback. Rodney Lee, the fullback. Mike Kelly, the freshman quarterback. Tailback Schamberger across to the 21-yard line. 2nd and 9 at the 21. Ken Lauschen, junior from Richmond Heights, Ohio, in to make the tackle. He was an all Big Ten nose guard for the Boilermakers. Boilermakers ready to deploy their defense. Donnie Sewell and Drew Hill, along with Matt Rank, are the receivers in there just now for Georgia Tech. Kelly. And it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Moore, the sophomore from Decatur, Georgia. It's incomplete. It'll be 39. Speaking of teams and bowl games, while Purdue has appeared in only 2 bowls, Georgia Tech has been a fixture in bowl games. They used to run the Bobby Dodd Traveling Express, and they won 6 consecutive bowl games under Coach Bobby Dodd. Legendary coach and director of athletics, now retired. Mike Kelly, the quarterback, waiting for the snap. Kelly slips down as he started to set up, and it's marked back there inside the 15-yard line.
He just slips. Of course, they played a pro game here yesterday, the Falcons and Eagles. It rained all day long, and that turf is not in 100% shape. It's a little slippery.
So Kelly comes off as the punting unit has come on. Ted Peebles will be punting to Russell Pope and Tony Gallivan.
Praying for a good snap.
This time he gets heavy rush. He gets off the kick. Bearcat signal goes up. Pope takes the ball, and he's got it at his own 49-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Boilermakers of Purdue.
38-yard punt. Lindsay, we better tell the viewers, we've got a little something special for you at halftime. We've got a camera down in the locker room, and we're going to listen to Pepper Rogers. And I don't know what he's going to be telling his team if this continues at 21-0 now, but it will be interesting to listen to Pepper talk to his team at halftime.
All right, 1st and 10 for Purdue. Mark Herman, the quarterback. Herman back to set up. And right at the sideline, hits his receiver there. Taken by Bart Burrell, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana.
Well, he didn't have to look over the field, Lindsay. Everybody was open. Dave Young had gone down and done a little turn-in over the middle, a deep turn-in. He was wide open. Everybody was open.
1st down and 10 yards to go. Now at the 40-yard line of Georgia Tech. 1 minute 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter, with Purdue leading by a score of 21-0. And it's Augustiniak, Leo, Indiana. Stopped by Henry Johnson of Rennes, Georgia at the 34-yard line. Gain of 6 will make it 2nd down and 4 yards to go.
Look at that. Ranks 5th in Big Ten career passing. Only a sophomore, folks. He'll break every Big Ten record.
And only 19 years of age. He burst upon the scene when he was a freshman at 18 as an outstanding collegiate performer.
I think the record's about 5,400 yards passing, so next year he'll break that Big Ten record.
And get off this time to Wally Jones. And Wally Jones, or rather John Macon, I beg your pardon, was stopped by Donald Patterson as he got to the 32-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 3 yards to go. You saw Bill Haley coming in there, 45 defensively for Purdue.
Also a double tight end situation, Lindsey. Tim Eubank, a real good blocking tight end. They got double tight end situation.
Herman's got the ball. Looking for the short yardage to get the first down. I don't think he got it. I think he's just short. Marvin Diet was there to make the tackle, along with Michael Harris. Michael Harris hobbled a good deal of the year with a foot injury. A great defensive end for Georgia Tech. Fourth down. Of course, the Purdue fans, knowing that their team leads 21-0, want them to go for it here.
They will.
And time
Not like the pros, Lindsey. A lot of pro teams would punt.
That's right. Time has run out in the period now. As you see Jim Young, the head coach. So at the end of the first quarter of the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, the score is Purdue 21, Georgia Tech nothing.
I've played out of some monsters before, but this one's something else. It's the Terex Titan, the world's largest truck. It's the big daddy in the Terex line of off-highway equipment. Equipment used worldwide for mining, logging, and heavy construction. Whether it's playing golf or moving mountains, you need the right iron. And baby, that's a lot of iron. Woo!
The financial capital of America. Home to hundreds of investment firms. But whose thinking is sought by corporations and governments? Who is quoted almost every day in America's business press? Yet who always has time to help any investor of any size? You know who. There are lots of investment firms, but there's only one, Merrill Lynch.
With Clarion Car Stereo, you'll never ride alone. Because with Clarion, you've got a concert in your car.
Lindsey, first quarter statistics are all the Purdue Boilermakers, as you would guess. Georgia Tech, total yards, 0. They lost 24 yards rushing and picked up 24 yards on the pass, but Purdue, 124 yards in that first quarter, 52 yards rushing, and 72 through the air.
Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning here at the Peach Bowl in Atlanta as we start the second quarter. It's 4th and 1 at the 31. Give it to the fullback, and John Macon lunges forward to try to pick up the first down, and he may have picked it up as Linwood Bally was there with Tim Thurston, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers of Purdue. At the 29-yard line. I got explicit instructions the other day from a prominent alumnus of Purdue, and he said to me, be kind to the Boilermakers, a fellow named Chris Schenkel. And being kind to the Boilermakers has been no problem. So far, they've dominated play in this ball game. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Herman gives it off, and it is Russell Pope from Rockport, Illinois.
Try to get him outside here.
And a boiler and a peach tree. Would you like to sing that?
Tried to get Russell Pope outside with a little misdirection play there. They pulled the right guard to his left.
2nd down, 11 yards to go. At the 30-yard line of Georgia Tech early in the second quarter. Mark Herman. Hey, it's complete. And on inside the 5-yard line. Mike Harris, the receiver, and it's going to be a 1st down and goal to go. Mike Harris took it down to about the 3-yard line.
27-yard pickup. I think Ken Taylor, the cornerback, slips down while he's covering Mike Harris. He's wide open. Well, you couldn't see it, but right to the right of your screen, Ken Taylor, number 28, had slipped down on the coverage, finally stopped by Lawrence Lowe. So it's 1st and goal.
Purdue leading by a score of 21-0, and again, they're down there knocking at the touchdown door. Mike Harris taking that reception. Jones, and he is backed up at the 2-yard line. It is Wally Jones, and Mike Helm made the stop. 2nd down and goal to go.
Can you imagine the adrenaline flowing through Wally Jones right now. Freshman out of Detroit, first bowl appearance. He's already scored 2 touchdowns. And I tell you, Lindsey, you want that football in that kind of a feeling. You know you're going to score. Please call my play. That's what he's thinking in the huddle.
Second down and goal at the 2-yard line as they come up there now. And from the tailback, Jones again. Well, no, it's not. It's taken in by Herman. Herman kept it and took it in for the touchdown.
He just walked in. Mark Herman.
It is the first time that Herman has ever run for a touchdown in his career. A first for Mark Herman, who took it in.
And you see the big smile on his face there. Mark Herman, 6'5". Watch the fake. Fakes it to his tailback. And everybody converges. A good fake by the Wally Jones right there. And Mark Herman just holds up the football in elation.
Russell Pope was the trailer asking for it. Salvarine boots it up, and it's good again. And so, as they come back up the field this time, the Boilermakers of Purdue have taken a lead of 28-0 over the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, and we are early in the second quarter.
Fran Tarkenton for Johnson's Baby Shampoo.
You may recognize the face, Fran Tarkenton, but the hair? This dirty, even I don't recognize it. I've got a shampoo every day. That's a lot of shampooing. So I use this, Johnson's Baby Shampoo. It's gentle. When you shampoo as often as I do, it doesn't make sense to use anything harsh. Johnson's makes my hair look thick and healthy. But tomorrow, it'll look like this again. Good thing Johnson's Baby Shampoo is gentle enough to use every day. From Johnson & Johnson.
This is Monument Valley, and today it greets the Budweiser Clydesdales, proud symbols of a beer whose unique, distinctive taste leads the way. Wherever you go in this great land, when you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
We're 4 of the 34 Houston Derrick Dogs. Be sure to see us on the NFL Cheerleader Classic on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Yay!
Scott Salvarine has teed the ball up to kick it off, and Drew Hill again is deep. Flanked by Sumter and Darrell Heflin. Salvarine's boot. Drew Hill races over. He's got it at the 5-yard line. He's back at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35. Drew Hill breaking tackle. He's an exciting runner, and he returned it all the way out to the 47. He went 100 yards against Georgia, 97 against Auburn on kickoff return.
There's also a flag down, Lindsey. I tell you, he's exciting.
Rick Moss finally brought him down.
You can see why he led the nation. Kickoff returns, 41-yard return.
Personal foul against Purdue.
Here he is on a right return. Now watch the acceleration right here. He sees a little daylight, and he picks him up, and he can fly. 41-yard return for Drew Hill.
Gonna add 15 more.
Personal foul. Defense.
Dead ball, personal foul, puts the ball down to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Georgia Tech. Drew Hill, the exciting kickoff returner for Georgia Tech.
There's your story right there, Lindsey. Georgia Tech's only had it for 3 minutes, 49 seconds.
Best defense in the world is to keep the football. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. And it's taken by Rodney Lee. Found a big opening. Rock Supan finally brought him down. Picked up about 10 yards on that one.
Good hard running by Rodney Lee. Up back in the eye, and it's a good hole off the right side behind Steve Walker and Kent Hill.
They're going to bring out the chain and measure for the possible first down. As you see Pepper Rogers along the sideline. Georgia Tech has had only 6 head coaches in all of its history. John Heisman, for whom the Heisman Trophy was named, Bill Alexander, Bobby Dodd, Bud Carson, Bill Fulcher, and Pepper Rogers. Second down, about a yard to go at the 29-yard line. Georgia Tech trying to get something on the scoreboard. Danny Mann's in there at fullback. Put another ball into play, and Georgia Tech's reconvening the huddle.
It's a big offensive front for Georgia Tech also, Lindsey. Counting the tight end, they average about, I'd say 245 up front.
Robert Newman's in there, the wide receiver. Kelly gives it to his tailback Schamberger, and he's trying to pick up the first down, but slipped as he started to hit the hole and got, I think, about to the line of scrimmage. Which will make it third down and still about a yard to go.
Here comes something good. They take out the quarterback, Mike Kelly. Watch the, yep, here it comes, the wishbone.
Wishbone, and it's going to be Lanier at quarterback. He quarterbacked him in their victory 2 years ago against Georgia Tech when they didn't, against Notre Dame when they did not throw a single forward pass, and they pick up the first down from the wishbone.
They can run that in their sleep.
Danny Mann ran it.
I'm going to tell you something, Lizzie. This is absolute truth. They only worked on this 2 plays all year long, the wishbone. What happened? Pepper Friday at practice said, let's run the wishbone. Everybody cheer. Let's get the wishbone team in there. Now, they haven't run this. He said, our guys can run this in their sleep. They've run it for 4 years. We don't even have to practice this. They've run it 2 times all year, and we're seeing the wishbone.
They leave it in now as Lanier is the quarterback. He was a freshman when they beat Notre Dame with it, and Lanier keeps the ball, and he is going inside the 15-yard line off the wishbone. Rick Moss is the man who made the stop.
And the Georgia Tech players on the sidelines are just going crazy. Here it is, faked it at top back, goes outside, and of course, he's got the option right here. Good pickup.
Second down and a yard to go at the 13-yard line. Georgia Tech trying to take it all the way in here in the second quarter from the wishbone. Lanier, the quarterback.
Watch the reverse.
And now it's Drew Hill. And Drew Hill is inside the 5-yard line on the reverse. Well, a few hijinks into action on bowl day here. Calvin Clark and Rock Supan made the stop.
Here's the reverse. It looks like it's going to be a pitch back to the defense on the inside. It's Drew Hill. Got the first down. It's going to be first and goal at the 4.
The Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. First down goal to go at the Purdue 4-yard line. Purdue's leading 28-0, but the Yellow Jackets want something on that board here in the second quarter. Lanier handing it off. Schamberger. Bucky Schamberger stacked up short of the goal line. Johansson was there. It is inside the 1-yard line where it'll be second down and goal to go. Rodney Lee is in there at the fullback. He's the junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Pepper Rogers looking on. Short. Little short, stacked up. Rodney Lee, the fullback.
Well, they got 2 more shots.
Third and goal.
Goal line shot. Good angle here. You see he gets tripped up early. One of the linebackers, Kevin Motz, got penetration, Lindsey, and got Schamberger. Got the ankles.
And now Purdue has called a timeout. It is a timeout, Purdue. 9 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the first half as you look at the Georgia Tech band. Until this drive from the wishbone, they had not had very much to cheer about. Purdue having dominated the game so far with 28 points on the board so far. Keep in mind that right after this game, stay right where you are because you'll be seeing the NBA on CBS. Today, the Philadelphia 76ers going against the New York Knickerbockers immediately following the telecast of this Peach Bowl game from Atlanta, Georgia.
Dr. J will be doing his little dunking act.
All the hoopla of a major bowl game here in Atlanta this afternoon on Christmas Day. And a As play is resumed, it's 3rd down and goal to go for Georgia Tech. Inches away from the goal line. They've got Mann, Lee, and Schamberger, and that wishbone for Lanier. And it's touchdown for Georgia Tech. Rodney Lee, the fullback, number 34. Rodney Lee took it in. So the Yellow Jackets are on the scoreboard, and they did it out of the wishbone.
There's the fullback. The up back into the wishbone. He hands it right up, puts his head down. He only needed about a yard. 3rd touchdown of the year for Rodney Lee. There it is. Good sideline shot. He's over.
Johnny Smith in to attempt the conversion. He's 26 for 27 in conversions. Brad Roper's holding for him. It's booted up, and it's good. It is good. So the score is now Purdue 28 and Georgia Tech 7. 9 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in the first half.
General Electric wants to show you what can happen when my picture leaves the broadcaster's control room. My color can change as my picture travels through transmission lines, satellites, and TV towers. So every GE VRR television uses computer-like circuitry to adjust my broadcaster's VIR color signal automatically. This is GE Performance Television.
I was a secret money worrier until Connecticut General showed me how to reach financial independence in my lifetime. CG certainly came through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
My successful business became more successful after Connecticut General helped me work out a cash flow strategy. CG sure came through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours a happy and safe holiday season.
There's a shot of the Purdue defense, and I'm sure what they're going over, Lindsay, they haven't seen a wishbone team all year long. So this is the first look they've had at the wishbone all year long, so they're trying to get a few assignments straight. Actually, it's not going to be that much of an adjustment. They're going to stay in their 5-2 and just try to control the line of scrimmage.
Besselow kicking off, and Rick Moss is deep. He's over the speedy side of the field, and he lets it go, and it's going into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So the Boilermakers get it in their own territory with 9:35 remaining to be played in the first half, and Purdue leading by a score 28-7. There is the Georgia Tech scoring drive. Well, Pepper Rogers told us last night that they would be doing all sorts of things on offense in this bowl game, having lost Eddie Lee Ivory, who is their #1 rusher. There are a few Christmas greetings, Paul, from Greg, John, and Dale.
All right, there. Same to you.
The tailback. It is Wally Jones, the freshman who's having a big day, and he rambled for a first down. Michael Harris brought him down on defensive end.
Here it is again, out of the eye, 13-yard pickup for Wally Jones, and he just breaks a few tackles right there. This kid looks like he's going to be a fine running back, stopped by Marvin Diet.
Dave Young comes onto the field, and Tim Eubank comes off for Purdue. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Mark Herman, sidearms, and completed. Diving catch across the 50-yard line.
Good catch.
Taken by Bart Burrell, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. Teammate in high school of Mark Herman. Al Richardson made the stop.
Well, at Purdue, they say this kid doesn't have the great speed, but he just works day in and day out on his pass patterns. He runs great patterns. Watch this. Good pitch by Herman. He saw the man open in the zone. Kept his good concentration on the football.
They describe him as a Raymond Berry type, and that's not a bad type. 18 yards. Well, he actually gave it to John Macon on a draw play and delayed a little in doing it, and Macon then sped down to the 40-yard line. Besselow brought him down.
There was a fumble. He coughed up the football, but the whistle had blown.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 40.
Let's take a look. There's a little delayed draw here. Now what happens? He fakes it with the right hand and slips it in with the left hand from behind. Nice, tricky little play. Right there, he was stopped, lost control of the football, but the whistle had blown.
Tricky as far as play-by-play analysis is concerned. He's at the 40-yard line.
Picked up 8.
Augustiniak tries the right side, but he's stopped up at the line of scrimmage this time. Marvin Diat was there for Georgia Tech, along with Sheldon Fox. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. 3rd down, I beg your pardon. 3rd down and 2 it is. Down at the 40-yard line. Mark Herman has his running back split. Herman looking, pumps and keeps, and hits the deck.
He's got the 1st down.
He's got the 1st and 10. He says he's working on a Roger Staubach slide for just such occasions as that. Mike Helm came in to make the tackle.
He's a pretty valuable piece of property. They don't want him running around too much.
I certainly wouldn't think so.
Well, he does run an option series. He's got a couple plays he runs off the option series, but one thing that Purdue people told us, he will pitch the football in a hurry.
1st and 10. They send Mike Harris far to the right, a favorite receiver. He had 32 receptions and 4 touchdowns during the regular season. Now they move a wing back left. And give it to John Baker. Inside the 30-yard line, he is at the 28, and it was Haley and Helm on the stop. 2nd down and 2 yards to go. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Purdue 28 and Georgia Tech 7. And they send Harris to a far right as Herman brings them up in an I formation.
Got great poise for a sophomore, Lindsey Herman. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Move Pope to a wing left. Herman. Heads for the sticks and goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
He's 6'5", but he maneuvers very well.
1st down. Henry Johnson ran him out.
Here it is again. Watch Herman looking downfield. His receivers are covered. Right here, it looks like he's going to be sacked. Johnson finally pushes him out. He knows where the sticks are. Got out of bounds. This Russell Pope, he's going down the sideline here. Looks like he's a little bit open, but he's got help from the inside.
1st and 10 now. Purdue at the Georgia Tech 25. They move to a wing left once again. Baker at the 20-yard line. He picked up 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Purdue moving steadily downfield. Tim Thurston and Marvin Diat made the stop. John Macon, sophomore from Marion, Indiana, 6'1", 205-pounder. Rushed for an average of 4.1 per carry. During the season, he's coming off the field.
Good year, 847 yards rushing. 4 games, over 100 yards.
Sunny Christmas Day in Atlanta, Georgia. Now the shotgun once again. Herman is deep in the shotgun for Purdue. Takes a direct snap. Unlimbers that arm, and it's incomplete to Harris. Mike Harris.
Incomplete. Did it bounce up?
Incomplete is the call. And it will be 3rd down and 5 back at the 20-yard line. Look again.
Out of the shotgun. Lawrence Lowe ends up with the football over the middle. Lowe couldn't control the football. It was ruled it touched the ground. From our vantage point here and yours sitting at home, we really couldn't tell whether the ball hit the ground or not. Lawrence Lowe thought he had an interception.
It is 3rd down and 5 at the 20. We have 5 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the first half. Harrison motion across. And to try the draw play again.
And it worked.
Macon carries inside the 15-yard line. He's got another 1st down, I think.
See, the the first reaction on defense, Lindsey, is they see that open hand go into the fullback's gut, and they know it's empty. The quarterback still has a football. Then he slips it around on behind.
Penny Lynn Kalarick, the queen
delay.
from Columbus, Georgia. Penny Lynn Kalarick.
Pretty
looking
lady.
on here, isn't she, though? Herman is 6 for 10, 117 yards. Inside the 10-yard line, Wally Jones carrying again. Marvin Diet made the stop. Spotted down about the 8. Second down and 5 yards to go. Purdue is leading 28-7 and driving. 4.5 minutes left to play in the first half. I send Mike Harris from Los Angeles, California, out to a wide right. Then from the tailback, Jones, and he is stopped just short of the goal line.
Oh, he's showing me something, Lindsey. He's a good runner.
Isn't he, though? First and goal at the 1.
The quickness, freshman, 6'2", 190 pounds. Watch him spin right here. He wants that third touchdown. Right there, he spins away from Henry Johnson, number 54, almost gets in.
So now, Purdue is down there once again, first and goal at the 1-yard line. And this is a timeout signal. Timeout, Georgia Tech. Stopping the clock with 4 minutes, 1 second remaining to be played in the first half. And Purdue is leading by a score of 28-7. First down and goal to go at the 1-yard line when play is resumed. Mark Herman talking things over there. Very quiet, unassuming young man. Confident on the football field. Atlanta against Dallas, an NFC playoff coming up on CBS next Saturday. That's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time.
I'll tell you one thing, the Falcons better not wait to the fourth quarter next week. They just win in the last couple of minutes almost every game. And then, of course, it's the Minnesota Vikings against the Rams next Sunday, 4:30 Eastern.
That's on CBS, the NFC playoff. We're ready to go.
They're going crazy down here.
All right, they know. First and goal at the 1-yard line. The tailback, it is a touchdown for Purdue. John Macon took it in. John Macon, number 37, the sophomore from Marion, Indiana, has scored.
Straight up the middle from ground level. Watch Macon. He'll turn and just all the momentum in the world couldn't stop him right there. Good blocking up front, too. Good standoff block by the guard and the right tackle. Macon goes in easily.
Scott Sovereign has a conversion attempt coming now. Bart Burrell is holding for him.
No good.
And this one is no good. And that is the first one that Scott Sovereign has missed this year. As the score is now Purdue 34 and Georgia Tech 7.
Delta 309, Rand.
Atlanta Airport, home base of Delta Airlines. The Delta fleet of 200 jets carries 35 million people a year to 93 cities in the U.S. and abroad. Delta is ready when you are to the California coast or to London, England. And to nearly anywhere you land, the big green team of National Car Rental is ready with your shiny GM car. National Car Rental and Delta Airlines, the perfect pair for a peach of a trip.
1923, the first non-stop coast-to-coast flight made with Pennzoil. 1934, a new transcontinental speed record made with Pennzoil. Pennzoil goes the distance. Through the years, people have come to know and trust the quality in this bright yellow can. And today, Pennzoil still stands the test of quality. It's all there in the bright yellow can. Pennzoil, always worth asking for.
Tigers have matched their highest scoring total of the season. They defeated Iowa 34-7. They're leading here 34-7 right now against Georgia Tech. Sovereign's first miss from 28 attempts kept them from reaching a new high, and here's Sovereign kicking off. Well, he bounces this one downfield, and it's fielded at the 28-yard line. And it's returned across the 30, and it is out of bounds on the far side of the field.
That was James Marble, number 23.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Georgia Tech has 3 minutes 50 seconds now to see what they can do with it. That's remaining in the first half. They've got Mike Kelly back in their quarterback as they're out of the wishbone and back into the I formation with which they started the game. Leon Schamberger. Kelly throws, and Drew Hill has it. Well, he was hoping to be able to get started upfield, but could not, as Smith was there, Wayne Smith from Chicago, Illinois.
They also had the shotgun in for this game, Lindsay, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelly go into the shotgun.
2nd down and 6 at the 41-yard line. Kelly is a freshman. Drew Hill goes to a wide right. Rodney Lee, Bucky Schamberger in the I formation. That's Schamberger. And he is up there at the 43-yard line. Marcus Jackson from Lima, Ohio, made the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Merry Christmas. It said that's a pretty Christmas card.
I like it. It says Mom and Dad.
That's right. And a few personal messages on the other side. 3rd down play coming for Georgia Tech with Purdue leading 34-7. Danny Mann's in there with Schamberger now. Kelly's got the ball, but never had a chance as Keena Turner was in there to make. Keena Turner, who attended the same high school in Chicago that turned out Dick Butkus, Chicago's vocational high.
Oh, what quickness. You saw it right there. He had 24 sacks on the year, credited with tackling backs and quarterbacks behind the line of scrimmage. There he is, Keena Turner.
Loss of 13 yards on the play brings up a 4th down, brings in Ted Peoples to do the punting. Open Gallivan, a deep, it's high and short. Roughing the kicker. Penalty marker is down as the ball rolls along the 45-yard line.
So that's going to give Georgia Tech the football.
It's not going to help him a great deal because it would still not be enough for the 1st down.
Well, he gets wiped out here after he catches the football. They had the punt block on. Came very close to it. You see the flag. 58, Kevin Motz was caught for roughing the kicker.
Alfred D. Steola, the referee this afternoon, retiring after 30 years.
Kicker. Defense. 4th down.
That's what it was, and it's still 4th down. Now it is 4th down, about 2 yards to go.
I thought it was about 14 yards ago, but evidently they had more than 15 yards to pick up.
They did.
So it's still 4th down.
They had lost 13 yards on the Keena Turner tackle.
Watch this. He might snap it to the up man. They only need about 1.5 yards.
Well, he kicked it himself. Doesn't make any difference. The ball goes over and it's at the 13-yard line. Purdue gets it. Second time today that's happened.
Second time today, absolutely right. Ball snapped very, very high. Ted Peoples cannot control it. At 4th down, the ball's going to go over to Purdue. 1st down at the 14-yard line.
Mark Herman brings Purdue up 1st down and 10 yards to go at the 13-yard line. Augustiniak to the 10-yard line. So it is 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Blanton and Linwood Volley were in there to make the tackle. We have 1 minute 38 seconds remaining in the first half. Purdue is leading by a score of 34-7, trying to get one more on the scoreboard before they go into the halftime intermission.
This is already tied, 34 points, the most points they scored in one game all year long. That was against Iowa, 34-7.
And Chuck Oliver can't get away. Chuck Oliver hit by Mike Blanton from Valdosta, Georgia. And he is stopped back there at the 17-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 14 now, back at the 17. Yellow Jackets trying to stave off the Purdue attack here and get into that dressing room. UCN set the time remaining. The clock is running 45 seconds. Left to play in the half. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. Purdue at the Georgia Tech 17-yard line. Oliver has the ball. Oliver is sacked. And this time it's Michael Harris, a great defensive end for Georgia Tech, who got to him, along with Mike Blanton. And it is back at the 30-yard line. Loss of 13 on that one.
Watch Michael Harris, number 44. He will get Oliver for the sack. He's holding the ball a little bit too long. Everybody was covered, but just good pressure by that Georgia Tech defense.
47-yard attempt for Salvarine now. A 47-yarder. He boots, and it is short and wide. And so it'll go over at the line of scrimmage, which is the 30-yard line, as time has run out. Time has run out in the first half of the game. So at the end of the first half of the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, the score is Purdue 34, Georgia Tech 7.
You know me as Mr. Goodwrench, the professional mechanic who cares about your GM car. But your participating GM dealer also has a Mr. Goodwrench who cares at the service write-up desk and in the parts department. We're all over the service department, just to be sure your GM car gets Mr. Goodwrench professional care.
You never had it so good.
Keep that great GM feeling.
With Mr. Goodwrench.
That's us.
And genuine GM parts.
Here comes the Budweiser Spider. 600 fuel-injected horses created to run out front to lead the way, like Budweiser itself. On the Can-Am road racing circuit, on tracks all over North America, the roar and the red blur of the Spider say it loud and clear. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
The Georgia Tech band is on the field under the direction of Drum Major Robert Witcher. Band captain is Debbie Friedman, executive officer Dennis Kitchens. The Georgia Tech majorette captain is Ellen Williams. The flag corps captain is Vicki Sieben Morgan. The auxiliary coordinator, Mrs. Dale Cox. Director of bands is Mr. Ken Durham. The Georgia Tech band.
There, the Purdue cheerleaders, they've got boxed little tiny footballs they're throwing up into the stands. Merry Christmas from Purdue, and the fans are loving it.
The Peach Bowl, and Purdue is leading Georgia Tech by a score of 34-7.
Foam and edge. Which one do you think is going to give you a closer shape?
Probably the foam. Foam. I wouldn't know the difference between one and the other.
We asked each man to test foam on one side, edge on the other. Edge is not a foam. It's a gel that lubricates so you can press harder to shave closer.
In your honest opinion, which side gave you a closer shape?
The edge side? The edge side. The edge side.
Without a doubt?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Edge lets you shave closer than foams.
I got a better shave with the edge.
They're doing it in every city, town, and hamlet in America. An estimated 10 million people. Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans are encouraging it because we're trying hard to hold the cost of health care down, and people who stay fit help. So to all of you out huffing and puffing in America today, Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans want to say thanks for giving the cost of health care a good run for the money.
General Electric wants to show you what can happen when my picture leaves the broadcaster's control room. My color can change as my picture travels through transmission lines, satellites, and TV towers. So every GE VIR television uses computer-like circuitry to adjust my color on many programs according to the broadcaster's VIR color signal, automatically. This is GE Performance Television.
Go to Madison Square Garden, where Brent Musburger is getting set to do this afternoon's game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. He'll bring us up to date on what's been happening around the NBA this season.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to Madison Square Garden. It's quiet now, but in a couple of hours, this place will be rocking. We're going to open our NBA coverage on CBS on this Christmas afternoon with a matchup we hope you will enjoy. The New York Knicks and Bob McAdoo against the Philadelphia 76ers and Julius Erving. Hard to believe, but just over 1/3 of the NBA season already has been completed. Let's go back and review everything, starting with the new-look Atlantic Division. The world champion Washington Bullets now are in the Atlantic Division, and they are intent upon proving that last year was not a fluke. The 76ers are chasing them in second. The big man for the Bullets again is Elvin Hayes, and recently he became only the 10th player in NBA history to cross over that 20,000-point plateau. Underneath, Elvin has a lot of help from a youngster by the name of Mitch Kupchak. The same aggressive style, playing with the same enthusiasm under Dick Motta. As for the 76ers, well, they're going more and more to the doctor this year because George McGinnis has been traded to Denver. And down the stretch, if Irving is covered, you can look for number 20, Doug Collins, to pop up and take some shots. The New Jersey Nets have got to be one of the NBA's biggest surprises. Super John Williamson a couple of weeks ago went over 40 points twice. And one of the big men for him up front is Bernard King. And Red Holzman has returned to take over the New York Knicks, but it's a club that's been plagued by injuries. Detroit has replaced Washington in the Central, but this division is dominated by the great state of Texas. San Antonio and Houston running 1-2. The Spurs got off to a slow start, and then finally they got that run and gun attack in high gear. They're led by number 44, George Gervin, who's the league's top scorer. He gets some help from Dr. K, Larry Keenan right here. And of course in Houston, they have that high-scoring front line. Rick Barry, and here is Rudy T. And great to see him back on the floor after last year's mishap. And also, they've got young Moses Malone, who's maturing into one of the better centers in the NBA. The young Atlanta Hawks are proving that last year was not a fluke. They play with that same swarming, pressing defense. John Drew leads them at the offensive end. And, of course, they've also got Armand Hill pouring him in from the side. Chicago and Artis Gilmore are starting to come in the Midwest, but Kansas City under Cotton Fitzsimmons is the biggest surprise in the league this year. Their #1 draft choice, Phil Ford out of North Carolina, is leading the Kings' attack, and this has allowed number 10, Otis Birdsong, to come down without the ball and free up for some great shooting. As for Denver, they now got George McGinnis and also Charlie Scott, but the man to watch down the stretch for the Nuggets will be again David Thompson underneath. In the Pacific, Los Angeles and Phoenix are closing in on Seattle. And Lenny Wilkins so far has done a marvelous job with the Supersonics. They lost Marvin Webster. Then Tommy Lagarde went out with a knee injury. So Jack Sikma underneath has been the big man. He's had help. Dennis Johnson, one of the guards you remember from the playoffs of a year ago, along with Gus Williams. For Los Angeles, Jerry West Lakers are starting to come around, and the big reason why has been the play of a guard, Norm Nixon. Jamal Wilkes with the ball also has improved this year after a slow start moving to Los Angeles a year ago. As for the big man, Abdul-Jabbar has done it all at both ends. He's playing as well as he can. Phoenix is another solid team under John McLeod. They've got just about everybody, including Walter Davis, who can play at both ends of the floor. And along with Davis, they know how to move the ball. Watch Boozy hit Alvin Adams underneath. This team is a force to reckon with in the playoffs. And a player who would like to challenge Adams and some of the other centers is Wilt Chamberlain. That's right. Wilt is now 42 years old, but the Los Angeles Lakers say that if he goes to any team, they are owed compensation. Wilt disagrees with that.
I've already sent a letter to the Lakers and to the league stating that if they own me, well, then pay me, and I'm going to come in there and see whether they want me to play for them. I tried 2 years ago to come in and play for them, and they disallowed me to play for them. But they're still claiming they owe me. I mean, they own me. So if they own me, they're going to have to pay for owning me. And I'm going to give them a chance to do that by going into their organization and ask to play for them within a matter of a week.
This story began when Jonathan Kovler, the managing director of the Chicago Bulls, was quoted as saying that he'd like to have Wilt with Chicago. Wilt was asked by Jim Hill in Los Angeles.
I've considered coming out of retirement for a long, long while. I've always been interested in playing. But the Chicago story, as it was told, is not true.
And some people are thinking that this is a fluke, that Wilt Chamberlain is just trying to get a lot of publicity out of it, because I know the Chicago Bulls are getting a lot of ink out of it.
Well, Wilt Chamberlain does not need the publicity. Maybe Chicago Bulls do.
Well, with or without Wilt Chamberlain, the NBA coverage on CBS begins this afternoon in Madison Square Garden with the New York Knicks against the Philadelphia 76ers. We hope you'll stay with us right after the Peach Bowl. And our coverage here on CBS will continue after these messages from your local stations.
Monday, the White Shadow tries to save his star player from a phony pro offer that promises everything but may destroy his future. The White Shadow, Monday night.
Tonight on CBS.
Why, they're mining my coal.
Pardon me, Mother Nature. Amex Coal's the name, ma'am. At Amex, once the coal is mined, we restore the land. Our surface mines might be used for agriculture, forests, places where wildlife can live.
Just remember, I'll be watching from now on.
We'll be careful, Mother Nature. That's a promise.
Caring about the way we use the land.
Every weekday evening at 11 p.m., something happens throughout Indiana. Every weekday evening at 11 p.m., the price of long-distance telephoning goes down to its lowest level. In fact, the price goes down so low that the most a one-minute direct dial call can cost is just 21 cents. So why not direct dial someone tonight? Long-distance talk was never cheaper than it is today.
Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights.
Hello again from the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. It's halftime. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning. And Paul, so far it's been a merrier Christmas for Purdue than it has been for Georgia Tech.
Well, I would imagine, Lindsey, Purdue is just completely dominating both sides of play. If you look at the first half stats, I think Georgia Tech has total yard 0. They lost 29 yards rushing. They're credited with 29 yards passing, but on the Purdue side of the ledger, very balanced attack, and that's what they've showed all year long. 117 through the air. They rushed the football for 101 yards, 218 yards total. But I really think the difference of the game is the first 2 turnovers, they were turned into touchdowns, and then, of course, they capitalized on 2 bad snaps from center, which they recovered on 4th down.
Well, you know, Paul Horning, bowl games should be fun. Now, you told us at the outset of the day that Georgia Tech might very well go to Wishbone. They did. They moved the football. Now, what other little tidbits have you got for us coming up in the second half?
Well, I'm kind of interested. We're going to be going down at the close of the half to listen what Pepper Rogers has to say. I don't know. He might be a little bit hot. Knowing Pepper, he's always on stage. He's got a great personality. And I know one thing, knowing Pepper, and you do too, Lindsay, he does not like to lose. He does not like the performance of Georgia Tech in that first half.
I talked to him yesterday, and I asked if he might have a quick kick in his repertoire for us old single wingers. He said, absolutely.
Well, he haven't showed any shotgun yet, but I think we're going to see it before the day's over.
Well, you know, the character of this Peach Bowl and the charter of it says that the principal object is to generate funds for the lighthouse, to conduct research into the causes of eye deficiency and failure, and to aid the blind and to fund the eye banks. More than 10 years ago, the Peach Bowl has turned over all of its profits for use by the lighthouse in eye research and site conservation. It has been instrumental in forming, providing research grants for, and maintaining Georgia's only 2 eye banks. This young lady, Miss Stephanie Porter, seriously injured her left eye. Thanks to the eye bank at Emory University, a cornea transplant was performed, and now she will have normal vision. The purpose of the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. And now the Purdue band is on the field. One of the largest bands in the nation, almost 400 members. So let's listen to the Purdue band. Georgia Tech dressing room and their head coach, Pepper Rogers.
Middle table on the punt.
There you go. Where's Lanier?
Where's
Lanier? Lanier? Lanier, come here. Lanier, come here a second. Yeah, we're going to run a little low option. Come here, Lanier. Yeah, right, fine. Yeah, we're going to do a little low option. Somebody with you. Come here, Gary. Kelly? Yeah. Now we're going to run some option football. We're going to play both sides. Option halfback and quarterback. Roll option, and we blocked it and we put it on the line. Okay, Mike? You will run it. We're going to mix it up a little bit this afternoon. Wishbone and straight back. Okay, good. All right, let's go. Let's go, boys. All right, let's take them out on the field. Let's go.
It was Coach Pepper Rogers and the Georgia Tech dressing room. The Purdue band is on the field. The golden girl is Kathy Burke. The girl in black is Susie Lilovich. The twin twirlers are Cindy Love and Susan Johnson. The girl in black, Susie Lilovich from Michigan City, Indiana. The golden girl, Kathy Burke from Toronto, Ohio. Purdue University Marching Band. We're at halftime at the Peach Bowl. Purdue 34 and Georgia Tech 7.
Buick continues the turbocharging of America with the world's biggest choice of turbocharged cars, the 1979 Turbo Buicks. 4 cars, all powered by the remarkable turbocharged V6. To drive one is to want one. The new Turbo Buicks, the Riviera S-Type, the Sabre Sport Coupe, Regal Sport Coupe, and the Century Coupe and Sedan. When it comes to turbocharging, nobody else even comes close.
Look at all the ways heads are turning to Vitalis.
Now that I shampoo more, I use Vitalis to keep my hair in condition.
Heads are turning to Vitalis.
Vitalis before I blow dry helps keep my hair under control.
Heads are turning, heads are turning.
My aerosol felt stiff with Vitalis on the softer touch.
These days, heads are turning to Vitalis in more ways than one.
Heads are turning.
When your headache says,
take something strong.
common sense says,
Take something safe.
6 popular headache remedies. All are safe, used as directed. All but one are regular strength. Of all these, only one. Anacin combines that safety with extra strength. Anacin's pain reliever is recognized by experts as safe, used as directed.
Strength with safety. That's common sense.
Of all these, only one. Anacin combines safety you expect with extra strength you want.
A look at some of the first half highlights. Most of them, of course, all on the Purdue side. Here's the first turnovers. Bucky Schamberger out of the eye fumbles, and Mr. Clark from Atlanta, Georgia, hometown, sets it up. The very next couple of plays, Wally Jones, a freshman out of Detroit, pulls his way across for his first touchdown. Then Mike Kelly gets intercepted, a linebacker, 1 turnover, and look at some of the first half highlights. Most of them, of course, all on the Purdue side. Here's the first turnovers. Bucky Schamberger out of the eye fumbles, and Mr. Clark from Atlanta, Georgia, hometown, sets it up. The very next couple of plays, Wally Jones, a freshman out of Detroit, pulls his way across for his first touchdown. Then Mike Kelly gets intercepted, a linebacker, 1 turnover, and Purdue's got another shot to break it open early. Little pitch around the right side, Wally Jones, good running, goes in standing up for his second touchdown. Extra point added by Scott Savarine is good. Then Mark Herman, later on in the first quarter, on a sideline pass to Raymond Smith from Paris, Kentucky, for Purdue's 3rd touchdown. The extra point was tacked on again. It's 21-0 early. Mark Herman again going back. Right over the middle, wide open. Mike Harris, he gets inside the 5. Herman 5 out of 8 for 99 yards here. Fakes it, goes around, standing up. Nobody was close. That's his first touchdown in college. Extra point good, and it's all Purdue in the first half. Very little emotion for Georgia Tech, but this one almost broken loose. Drew Hill, who leads the nation in kickoff returns with a 30-yard average, doing his thing. And then Pepper Rogers went to the wishbone. Here's a little reverse back to Drew Hill, and he gets inside the 5 to set up Georgia Tech's only touchdown. Rodney Lee diving over left guard for Tech's only touchdown. Extra point was good. Then the Purdue Boilermakers came back straight up the middle. John Macon went in backwards for another Purdue score. Extra point, Savarine was wide, no good.
So now the teams are on the field, a line for the kickoff. Pepper Rogers pensively looks on from the Georgia Tech sideline. His team will be kicking off. Don Besselou will kick off. Rick Moss has dropped back to receive it. Number 27, he is center deep. Ben McCall on one side and Speedy on the other to receive it for Purdue. Besselou. And it is over to Speedy's side of the field. He watches it go out of bounds. So that'll call for a 5-yard penalty, and they'll come back. Kick it once again. A beautiful Christmas afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia. For the Peach Bowl game, with Purdue leading 34-7 as we start play here in the third quarter. Come back and put it at the 35-yard line. And again, it'll be number 27 deploying deep. That's Rick Moss. Don Besselou, the All-American safety man, is a man of many talents and does the kicking off for Georgia Tech.
To get a lot of turnovers here in the second half and turn it right around for Pepper Rogers to pull a miracle off here.
Rick Moss at the 3-yard line. He's at the 5, at the 10. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's at the 30, and he is down at the 33-yard line. So that is where Purdue starts. Good field position to start the second half play. Bill Haley made the tackle.
30-yard return by Rick Moss.
Coming off now, and Rick Herman, sophomore quarterback, runs the attack for Purdue. He's got Macon and Augustiniak as split backs. Giving it off to Macon, who slips on the cut at the 30-yard line for a loss of 3, so it'll be second down and 13. Al Richardson from Miami, Florida, was there for Georgia Tech.
First half, Herman 6 out of 10, 117 yards, 1 touchdown.
Herman calls the next play in the huddle. Sends Mike Harris, the junior from Los Angeles, California, forward to the right side. Herman drops back, pumps once and throws. And it is across the sideline marker to Burrow. Bart Burrow took it, but he was out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 13 at the 30-yard line. Covering defensively was Jeff Shank for Georgia Tech. Herman takes a look as you see Russell Pope coming onto the field, junior from Rockford, Illinois. And Macon is coming out, so it is Pope for Macon. Mike Harris again to the right side. Mark Herman brings them up. Pope deploys to a wing left. Augustiniak's the lone setback. Herman. And it's incomplete and should have been intercepted by Jeff Shank, number 15.
That's one of the breaks we were talking about. Jeff Shank is a little bit upset. Oh, he knew he should have had that for an interception.
It'll bring up a 4th down. So Purdue will have to give up the ball. Gary Hardy's come in to receive it. Dave Egan's going to punt it. And now Besselou drops back. Egan gets it off under a heavy rush. Besselou makes the catch as Hardy called for the fair catch, and Besselou took the ball at the 39. Good field position.
He got bombed pretty good here. Egan gets the punt off, but he almost gets it blocked. Rick Moss from the left side. And the reason that wasn't roughing the kicker is the blocker knocked him into him.
An accident can happen anytime, and anytime, 24 hours a day. You can call the cavalry, the Kemper Insurance Companies, and the independent agents who represent us. We'll be there with professional claim service. Claim service that's not just fast, it's fair. The Kemper Insurance Companies. We're riding hard to serve you better.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where's Bob?
I thought he was with you.
Oh, you're kidding. He's not down yet.
Hey, what is he?
Quarterback. Running backs in an I formation. Kelly. Incomplete as he tried to get it to George Moore, the sophomore from Decatur, Georgia. Rick Moss covered defensively. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Georgia Tech at their own 41-yard line. Eddie Lee is King B, meaning Eddie Lee Avery, who unfortunately sprained an ankle in the final game of the season against Georgia and they didn't want to take any chance of aggravating that injury at all, and so Eddie Lee Ivory did not dress. He did go to the center of the field as a captain for Georgia Tech and won the toss at the start of the day's activities.
And that's about all Georgia Tech has won so far.
You're so right. Kelly. Well, batted down on a big move by Rick Moss out there on that corner. He's from Mattoon, Illinois.
Good quickness. Made a good move to the football, caused the incompletion. Receiver's open. Good quick release by Kelly right here. He's open. Just see a good defensive play by Rick Moss, the senior from Mattoon, Illinois.
Ed Peebles is back to do the punting. Russell Pope with Tony Gallivan at top back to receive it.
Beauty.
Gallivan. And it is taken at the 15 to the 20 to the 25. And he goes out of bounds. Run out over there. Be taken to the inbounds marker and spotted now at the 29-yard line. And the Boilermakers of Purdue in possession once again here in the third quarter. They're leading in the game 34-7. It's the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, and sophomore quarterback Mark Herman brings them up. Gives it to his tailback, Wally Jones. And Wally Jones on the left side got to the 32 before he was pushed back by Blanton and Richardson. Gain of 3 on the play will make it second down and 7 yards to go. Purdue got 21 points in the first quarter here this afternoon. They got 13 in the second. Georgia Tech got their 7 points in the second quarter. Herman to a high count. Back to throw, and he pumps it long to Harris, and it's intercepted. Bessalou has it. Bessalou intercepted at his own 38 for Georgia Tech. First and 10. Pass was intended for Mike Harris.
Well, they're trying to go down the middle with the post pattern. Number 25, that's Don Bessalou, the senior for Columbus, Georgia. He picked up the blitzing linebacker. Herman did not look to his right because Don Bessalou plays that free safety as well as anybody in college football. There he is, going to Mike Harris. Now he's open. He had beaten his man to the outside, but on the zone defense, the free safety has that coverage right in his eye.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where's Bob?
I thought he was with you.
Oh, you're kidding. He's not down yet.
Hey, what, do you think something happened?
Let's start looking.
Hey! How about a Lowen Brown?
Bob!
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Hey, you know, for a minute there, you really had us worried.
I know. Thanks.
See the Mr. Universe competition on the new look CBS Sports Spectacular for $79. Plus the Acapulco Cliff Divers and more. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
The Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech have the ball first and 10. They have it at their own 38-yard line. They're sending Drew Hill out to a wide left. Mike Kelly's the quarterback. Rodney Lee is the fullback.
Up there in the wishbone, Lindsey.
And now they go into the wishbone with Lanier at quarterback. And Lanier handed it off to Rodney Lee, and he moved it up to the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 9 yards to go. The only time they moved the ball in the first half was from the wishbone.
They've had exactly 2 plays practice. That was Friday, all year long of this.
Of course, the ball players who are running the wishbone ran it when Georgia Tech installed it. They switched out of the wishbone to the I formation for Eddie Lee Ivory to give him a chance to get outside and display his talents. Lanier, the quarterback. Lanier's got it. Well, it got away as he stopped to make a pitch, and Georgia Tech has given it up to Rick Moss.
Well, he got outside all right, Lindsey. He got outside of the defensive left end for Purdue and then had a little option set up on the cornerback right here. Now, see, he gets around the right side clear. Now, he's got a trailing back, and he does a doe, whether or not he threw it a little bit behind Bucky Schamberger, and Purdue comes up with the football.
It is first and 10, and they have it at the Georgia Tech 42-yard line. Rick Moss, who came up with the ball, recovered the fumble for Purdue. gives it to his up back. And that is John Macon. Mike Blanton from Valdosta, Georgia, made the tackle. And about 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8, just short of the 40-yard line as Macon comes off. Augustiniak is back in there at fullback. There's a quick pitch. Taken by Russell Pope. Pope short of the 35-yard line. Stopped by Lawrence Lowe from Valdosta. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Henry Johnson also in on the last tackle. Sovereign is doing a little practicing there into the net. 3rd down, 3 yards to go for Purdue. Herman has the ball. And he throws it incomplete. It was intended for Macon, and Mike Helm was there. He's from New Roads with Anna.
Well, Macon's got a good pair of hands. At least he's rated a pretty good receiver. Right here, he should have held on. It was right in his hands. A little play action, flood. They flooded the right side of that Georgia Tech defense. Just couldn't hold on.
So it is 4th and 3 at the 35. As they send Mike Harris to a wide left, Augustiniak and Macon are the setbacks for Herman. And Macon fell forward, and he's going to be, I think, just a shade short. Al Richardson from Miami, Florida, made the hit.
He ran into his right tackle, Steve McKenzie.
Ball goes over. Georgia Tech takes it 1st and 10. Have it at the 33-yard line. Near the 34. Shadow of the stands now is extended out onto the field. And we're getting a timeout signal from the field. So we have here now 10 minutes, 19 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter, and Purdue is leading 34-7.
We are super critical on that line. We'll knock down engines for a bad paint job, and that's no jive, man. Quality control is the most important aspect of the whole business.
James Rock, Quality Control Inspector. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
If the customer has problems with that car, then we got problems, because he's not going to be a General Motors customer again. We have 9 inspection stations. I go around to critical points on the line to ensure that they're doing the job right. I run hot tests. You can listen to that engine and you can say, well, this one's a good one or this one's a bad one. It's a good feeling. It's a little feeling of power. There's nobody going to overrule you. But we want to ensure that by the time that it's shipped to the assembly divisions, that engine does function in the way that it's designed to function. I feel personally responsible for that car. I know it's a good car. I know we build it and we build it right.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
A fire may be out, but you still could be burned, because most homeowner policies don't offer coverage for the full value of your possessions. But the Cavalry does. Kemper will replace what you lose at today's prices with no depreciation. Based on your deductible and policy limits, you can buy full replacement value coverage on personal property from Kemper. The Kemper Insurance Companies. We're riding hard to serve you better.
As you watch the Purdue cheerleaders, Georgia Tech has the ball, and having run the wishbone for one series, they get Mike Kelly back in there in an I formation. Schamberger and Danny Mann are in the I. 1st and 10, they have it at their own 34. Kelly throwing on the run, and a penalty marker is down as he moved it up to the 43-yard line. Mark Johansson coming up to make the tackle. George Moore was the receiver.
A completion to his tight end, George Moore, on the rollout right now. Let's check out the penalty. Georgia Tech players clapping.
Alfred DiSteola is the referee. Clark Gaston's the umpire. John Millard is the head linesman. Ronald D'Souza is the line judge. John Goldsmith's the field judge, and Tom Hunt's the back judge. Interference against Purdue. 1st and 10.
Pass interference. Defense. First down.
Pepper Rogers. Ball is at the 43-yard line of Georgia Tech. Drew Hill is in a wide left. Schamberger, who is playing the tailback vacated by the injury of Eddie Lee Avery. Mark Johansson made the tackle for Purdue. It's just across the 45-yard line. Second down and about 8 yards to go. This has been an amazing injury-free season as far as Purdue is concerned. The same personnel they had available for game number 1 has generally been available for the last game of the season.
In fact, they're all starting this game.
Be sure and stay tuned now for the basketball. The NBA coming up following this game. Schamberger to the right side. Got about 2 to the 47-yard line before Calvin Clark, the sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, goes. Now Clark is 6'5", 234-pounder. Third down, 6 yards to go for Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets are independents, but they were formerly in the Southeastern Conference. Left there in 1963, and as of July 1st, he'll be joining the Atlantic Coast Conference. Drew Hill in a wide left once again on a 3rd and 6. Intercepted, intended for Drew Hill. Down the sideline goes Wayne Smith. Wayne Smith returns to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Purdue at the 25 of Georgia Tech.
I'll tell you one thing, Lindsay, if you drew up on the board how a defensive cornerback should anticipate a sideline pass, this is it. Goes back, throws on rhythm, 22-yard return coming up. Wayne Smith timed it absolutely perfect. He guessed that Drew Hill was going to do a turnout. That's exactly what the pattern was. Good interception for Wayne Smith.
First down and 10 yards to go. Contact at the line of scrimmage before the snap, and penalty markers are thrown all over. Illegal procedure against Purdue. That will cost him 5.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, defense. First down.
First down and 15 yards to go. Purdue at the Georgia Tech 30-yard line, and Purdue is leading by a score of 34-7. There are the turnovers. They send Mike Harris out into a wide left. Mark Herman with a quick pitch. Taken by his tailback. And Jones carries. Wally Jones. Stopped by Bill Haley.
Georgia Tech a lot more solid on defense here in the second half. We look on to the Peach Bowl Queen in her court.
That is Penny Lynn Kalarick from Columbus, Georgia. The Queen right there. Second down and 15 yards to go at the 30. Mark Herman drops back to throw. Diving catch by his favorite receiver, Mike Harris.
His first completion of the second half. Little post-in pattern, good pitch, and a good catch for Mike Harris.
It's at the 17, not enough for the first down. Short by about 2.5 yards.
Picked up 11.
So call it 3rd and 3 at the 18-yard line as it's spotted. Macon and Pope are the setbacks in there now. Short drop. Puts it up on a turnout, and it is incomplete. Intended for Bart Burrow. Jeff Shank covering over there, and it'll be 4th down and 3 now at the 18-yard line. Minutes, 37 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. Mike Harris, split far to the right side. a whistle indicating delay of game. That'll cost them 5 more. That'll make it 4th and 8. And it'll move out to the 23-yard line.
Well, if they didn't have a pass play call on 4th and 3, I'm sure they got it called now.
Mike Harris is sent out far to the left side, this side.
Shotgun.
End of the shotgun, direct snap to Mark Herman. Scrambles out. Throws on the run. Intercepted. Jeff Shank. Jeff Shank intercepted for Georgia Tech and returned to the 10-yard line. Well, it was intended for Harris.
It was 4th down. It's very tough to teach, especially college kids here. If they realize it's 4th down, he could have knocked it down and picked up another 15-yard field position here. But it's just almost too much to ask those guys when they get a shot at an interception to knock it down.
So now Georgia Tech gets the ball. They get it deep in their own territory. Purdue is leading in the game 34-7, and we have 7:26 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Make it happy times and smiling faces, holding hands in favorite places. Make it Buick. After all, life is to enjoy.
The new 1979 Buick Regal. It's good-looking, smooth riding, V6 powered, very comfortable. And your Buick dealer's most popular car, Regal.
After all, life is to enjoy.
Look around. There's really nothing quite like a Buick.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Merry Christmas. Second, you guys. Where do you think you're going? Merry Christmas.
So tonight, let it be low and brown.
It's been a good year. It sure has.
Tonight.
Here's to good friends.
Let it be low and brown.
From Savannah, Georgia, is in at quarterback for Georgia Tech. He's the man who's been running the wishbone this afternoon for the Yellow Jackets. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line, and they come up in the wishbone. The fullback there is Rodney Lee, Bucky Schamberger, and Danny Mann are the other 2 backs in that wishbone. And now the option play, and Lanier was a late pitch to Bucky Schamberger, and scoots out of bounds on the far side, about the 8-yard line, and it's getting a little dangerous.
Well, they haven't been practicing this all year. I hate to keep reiterating that, but even though these kids have been running this offense for 4 years, if you haven't run it in a while, you get a little bit rusty, and there's the pitch. They haven't been practicing that too much as Bucky Schamberger recovers for a loss.
And quickly Mike Kelly comes in now as they go back into the I formation. 2nd and 12 at the 8-yard line. Give it to the tailback. Schamberger gets through and then takes his cut and goes to the 14-yard line. Picked up 6 on the play. Rick Moss made the tackle for Purdue as Schamberger. So it'll be 3rd down now. At 5 yards to go. Drew Hill comes out to a wide left for quarterback Mike Kelly. Kelly. Well, he gunned it. It was almost Matt Rank with a one-hand catch. He stuck it up there. And that is Matt Rank down. Rock Supan was covering defensively.
Well, he twisted his leg, Lindsey, and went to the turf. Still tried to keep his concentration on the football.
It's an injury timeout, as members of the training staff and the head coach of Georgia Tech are out there to see about freshman Matt Rank. It'll be 4th and 5 when players resume. And the punter, Ted Peoples, has come in for Georgia Tech.
And Matt Rank, who's being used today as one of the flankers. He's a freshman right here from Atlanta, Georgia.
Now keep in mind that at the conclusion of this telecast on CBS, you'll see the NBA. And today it's the Philadelphia 76ers against the New York Knickerbockers. And that'll be following from Madison Square Garden right after this game.
Well, that's a great matchup. Dr. J. Spencer Haywood for the Knicks.
So stay tuned for basketball on CBS. You see the punter, Ted Peoples, who has come in. Attention still to Matt Rank, the freshman wide receiver from Atlanta, Georgia.
It looks as if he really twisted his leg just as he was getting to the inside on a little turn-in pattern, Lindsey, and he went down. The ball was thrown well by the quarterback, Mike Kelly. Tried to put his hand up, but I think he'd already twisted his leg by that time. Let's take a look and see if we can pick up where he was hurt. Here's Kelly, play action left. He's going to come back and throw the turn in. Here goes Matt Rank. Now you see him twist right there. He was down on his knees. He twisted back, and you can see right away he's in pain.
We've been talking a great deal this afternoon about Coach Pepper Rogers of the Yellow Jackets, but of course Coach Jim Young of Purdue came from Arizona, where he had an outstanding record, and Jim Young received several versions of Coach of the Year in the Big Ten this year, and only his second year in the league. Done an outstanding job with the Boilermakers. He brought them a wide open defense, employing the talents of Mark Herman, put the ball up, and has a great deal to show for it with an 8-2-1 record and an outstanding performance here this afternoon.
And I tell you one thing, they're going to have to be reckoned with next year. They only lose 5 kids off the starting teams, and Purdue will be tough. There's Rank being assisted off.
Peoples in deep punt formation. Russell Pope has dropped back now with Tony Gallivan to receive the punt for Purdue. Peoples standing at his own goal line. Pope is waiting. Fair catch signal goes up, and Pope takes it at the 49-yard line of Georgia Tech.
35-yard punt.
So now the Boilermakers get it once again in Georgia Tech territory. 5 minutes, 56 seconds left in the third quarter as Russell Pope comes off. You know, bowl promoters worry about the weather because no matter what section of the country you're in at this time of year, there's always a chance you could get a bad day. Well, here in Atlanta, they got a perfect football afternoon this Christmas Day. Macon and Wally Jones are in the backfield, and Macon spins his way up for 4 yards to the 45. Marvin Diet and Mark Bradley made the stop. It'll be second down and 6 yards to go. A great big Boilermaker talking to a very pretty girl.
I'll tell you one thing, if you can't find a pretty girl in Atlanta, there are none.
Georgia Peaches, the town's full of them. Leave it on the ground. And it is moved inside the 40.
Whistle blow.
Yeah, I think it did. The ball got away, but I think it'd been blown dead at the 39-yard line. Lawrence Lowe then to make the tackle.
He got popped pretty good that time. The freshman Wally Jones. There it is. A little handoff to Jones on the right side. He's going to cut back inside 96. That's Mike Blanton. Now he gets popped real good. Good hit by number 44, Lawrence Lowe.
And as the ball got away, Dale Schwann was on it just in case. It's inside the 40-yard line. Third down, about a yard to go. Try it this time with Wally Jones, moving for the first down, I think. Take a look, and it's 1st and 10 for Purdue at the 38-yard line of Georgia Tech.
You know, it's the toughest thing for a football team, Lindsey, especially when you unexpected big lead, 27-point lead at halftime, to come back out in the second half and really look as classy as you did in the first half. You got that big lead, and psychological, it's not that you're letting down, but it's just really tough to do the same things you did in the first half.
Herman throwing as a penalty marker. He was throwing to Bart Pearl. Donald Patterson was covering defensively. It is at the 25-yard line where the flag was thrown.
Seems like it was pretty good timing by the defensive back that time. They were going to call pass interference.
That's a first down. Purdue at the Georgia Tech 25.
Herman releases the ball. Let's see if we can pick it up. below that replay, you can't tell, but it looked like number 25 All-American Don Besselou timed it perfect. It's a tough call, judgment call.
Herman brings the Boilermakers up. Macon. John Macon to the 21-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Tom Cooksey, nose guard from East Point, Georgia, made the stop. You look at their Purdue band. What a performance they put on here at halftime. They always put on a great performance.
They sure do. They have over 400.
I remember at the Rose Bowl, they had a great deal of trouble getting that big drum into the Rose Bowl because the tunnel would not accommodate it. They had to take it over the outside rim.
They got it in.
Yes, oh, they'll do that. Herman now throwing, and it's incomplete. His receiver was down. It's Burl, and he was down at the time. Donald Patterson was covering.
Slipped down on the turf.
It'll be 3rd down.
Let's go now!
About 7 yards to go as you get a good look at Mark Herman. 6 feet 5, 194, 19 years of age from Carmel, Indiana. Move Jones over to right set. Macon on the draw. On the wraparound draw, and if they depends on where they spot as to whether or not he got the 1st down.
It's worked successfully 3 times today. They've only ran it 3 times, but they picked up over 5 yards each time. Now watch. There goes the right hand in, and then he puts it in with the left hand from behind, and it's a good run by John Macon.
He got the first down. It's at the 15-yard line of Georgia Tech. That's Macon coming off. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Purdue is leading 34-7. 1st and 10 at the Georgia Tech 15-yard line. Michael Harris made the stop along with Donald Patterson. No gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 10 at the 15. Go! 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. You see Jones coming off. Russell Pope's coming in now. Burrow back into the ballgame for Purdue as well.
Macon has 54 yards on 17 carries. Jones has picked up half 100 on 12 carries.
Into the shotgun, but delay of game again. That'll cost him 5 more. Didn't get it done all in time. That'll move the ball out to the 20 and make it 2nd and 15. A 5-yard penalty.
1st downs today. Purdue has 18 1st downs. Georgia Tech only 5.
Into the shotgun once again on a 2nd and 15 at the 20-yard line. Mark Herman. Over the middle. Russell Pope finally gathered it in. Going to be at the 18-yard line. Don Besselou was the defender there, the All-American from Georgia Tech. Besselou from Columbus, Georgia.
Well, he can be proud of his play today, Lindsey. Free safety Don Besselou has an interception. Little delay over the middle to Pope. Herman out of the shotgun. Right here. Good tackle by Besselou. Juggling catch by Pope.
Only 2 yards on the completed pass, so it is 3rd and 13. Again, shotgun, and Herman slips down. Throws, but the whistle, no. The whistle had stopped play in college football. If you go down without contact, you are down. Referee's whistle called him down. His knee touched back at the 28-yard line, so it is not a completion.
Russell Pope was all alone in the end zone for the 6.
So the ball is spotted where Herman went down, where the knee touched. And Joe Linville is coming in. He is a punter.
From ground ground level. You'll see Mark Herman here, a little half roll out to the right. There he slips. His knee is definitely on the ground. He gets up, and now Russell Pope is wide open in the end zone. He's hot.
We're going to have an additional penalty against Purdue.
Dead ball foul. Non-contact foul. Point him out. Point him out.
Non-contact foul is the current terminology for what used to be called unsportsmanlike conduct. And so now on 4th down, Joe Linville is in to do the punting, average 36.5. They've used both Dave Egan and Joe Linville today. And Vesselou is dropped back. Vesselou calls for a fair catch, and he makes it at the 11-yard line. So Georgia Tech starts 1st and 10 at the Tech 11-yard line. Gee, that's a pretty lady.
Hi there, lady. 31-yard punt. The NBA on CBS immediately following. Brent Musburger will be bringing you what? The 76ers against the Knicks.
That's it. So stay with us. We have now 1 minute 38 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter, and Purdue is leading 34-7, and Mike Kelly is the quarterback in that huddle right now for Georgia Tech. Sends Drew Hill out to a wide right. And he brings Robert Newman to a wide left. Davis is in there, Darish Davis. Out to Drew Hill. Screen right. Wanted to move him up the sideline, but he was bounced out of bounds. Calvin Clark forced him out. It appears to be short of the 15-yard line. Says, hey, CBS, Purdue's #1.
Well, it's the time of the year where every team who is victorious in a bowl game is #1.
Well, you can't argue with them. I don't want to argue with any of them. It's 2nd down and 7 at the 14-yard line. Kelly rolling and looking and throwing. Trying to get it to Robert Newman. But Robert Newman was covered, and it's incomplete. It was Wayne Smith, along with Rock Supak. 3rd and 7 at the 14-yard line.
Nothing's gone right for Tech. 4 turnovers, 2 bad snaps from center. They've had poor field position almost the whole ball game.
Kelly? Well, he completed this one to Darish Davis. And he is up 20, but it's not enough for the 1st down. It'll be 4th down coming up. 4th and about 1.5 yards. Kevin Motz, the linebacker from South Bend, Indiana, made the tackle. Hunter comes in. That's Ted Peebles. Russell Pope's dropping back with Tony Gallivan to receive it. Ray Friday is the up man there in that alignment. Now, keep in mind, he's a fullback. However, they go back to the kicker. Peebles booms it out. Gallivan calls for the fair catch at the 49-yard line. The Purdue 49, 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers. Well, tonight on CBS, the White Shadow. Coolidge's head is turned by a pro scout who's a real knockout.
And then, of course, it's MASH.
Followed by
One Day at a Time and Lou Grant right here. CBS tonight. I tell you, MASH just keeps rolling on and on, doesn't it? It is funny.
Question is, does Colonel Potter have a girlfriend? It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Tried to the fullback, Augustiniak, and he is stood up by Mike Blanton, along with Mark Bradley. 10 of a yard on the play will make it 2nd down and 9 yards to go at the 50. We have 25 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Purdue leading 34-7. They send Mike Harris out to a wide left. Raymond Smith out to a wide right. Running backs a split for Herman. Throw short. The running back, and Augustiniak gets it out across the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line. Mike Augustiniak, the receiver, stopped by Jeff Shank.
Landed right on his head.
1st and 10.
Okay. Here it is again, little rollout left action. Drops it off to his back. And it's very close there. I think it is a 1st down. He gets up in it right there, right on his neck, but he's fine.
And time has run out in this period. As the gun sounds. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, Purdue 34, Georgia Tech 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Wednesday, an epic 3-hour adventure.
Down with the Bourbons. I fight like anyone else.
Les Miserables. Wednesday.
This is CBS.
Why, they're mining my coal.
Pardon me, Mother Nature. Amex Coal's the name, ma'am. At Amex, once the coal is mined, we restore the land. Our surface mines might be used for agriculture, forests, places where wildlife can live.
Just remember, I'll be watching from now on.
We'll be careful, Mother Nature. That's a promise.
Caring about the way we use the land.
Hey, it's the Harlem Globetrotters.
The Harlem Globetrotters make their only Indianapolis appearance this year on Thursday, December 28th at Market Square Arena. Buy tickets now at the Arena box office, Ross & Young Castleton, Ross & Babcock downtown, and all Ayers Indianapolis stores. See the fabulous Harlem Globetrotters this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at Market Square Arena. Merry Christmas from Channel 8.
Christmas afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung. Here at the Peach Bowl, and at the end of three quarters, Purdue is leading by a score of 34-7. They have the ball first down, 10 yards to go at the 39-yard line of Georgia Tech as we start the final period. Mark Herman brings them up. Chuck Oliver has played some at quarterback today. Blitz swings it out into the right flat, and it is taken out there and advanced just about to the line of scrimmage by Mike Augustiniak. Bill Haley made the tackle, and they took a loss of a yard on the play, so make it second down and 11.
Well, Purdue loves to play a team that blitzes a lot, Lindsey, especially because of Mark Herman's size. He's 6'5", and he loves the team to blitz those linebackers. He'll go right away to those secondary receivers in the flat. At least you put it back man-to-man on a linebacker.
He's got a world of poise for a 19-year-old. Tries the draw play this time. Augustiniak and rather John Macon, and he moves inside the 25-yard line. Donald Patterson made the stop.
Good blocking on the left side. There's your draw off the left side. Macon picks up the first down. 16-yard pickup. Al Richardson on the stop for Tech.
Just inside the 25-yard line. Macon comes up in the left set. Herman dropping back. And it's incomplete. A diving attempt at an interception on the 5-yard line. It's intended for Mike Harris and Donald Patterson. Batted it away at 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Mark Herman fan club.
Second down play coming now for Purdue. As Mark Herman. By the delay, the draw play. Michael Harris is in to make the tackle on John Macon. Be at the 27-yard line for a loss of 3, making it 3rd and 13. Wally Jones is coming to the backfield now as Macon has come off. Jones and Augustiniak are the setbacks for Herman.
We really haven't seen any screens at all from Purdue today. They haven't thrown any screen pass.
Burl took it and went immediately out of bounds, but it's being marked. Michael Harris was the defender there. It'll be brought into the inbounds marker and spotted inside the 15-yard line.
Good timing with his high school teammate Bart Burl on the sidelines.
First down.
From behind the quarterback, it's just a little square out pattern. All you have to have is 1 foot in bounds in college, and he had both of them in.
First down, 10 yards to go. Purdue at the Georgia Tech 13. Running backs in an eye, and a quick pitch. Jones is carrying, and he gets down to the 11-yard line. John Kelly made the tackle. Wally Jones, the freshman from Detroit, Michigan. It's a happy gang of Boilermakers here in Atlanta this Christmas afternoon.
They all love that TV.
Spotted at the 12-yard line, making it 2nd down and 9 yards to go. They're still in an I formation for Mark Herman. Herman throws back into the end zone. Touchdown. Taken over there by Bart Burrell, his high school teammate, for a Purdue touchdown. The first scoring in the second half. So it's 40-7, and they have a conversion attempt coming.
Well, he makes it look easy. I just wonder what would happen if Pepper Rogers would have had his great back, Eddie Lee Ivory. Little play action. He came back to the right side, and Bart Burrell made a good catch in the end zone for the score.
Conversion attempt coming now. Scott Sovereign kicking, and Bart Burrell is holding. Burrell puts it down. Sovereign boots it up. Penalty marker. It went through the uprights, but there is a marker to be checked out. We'll get the indication here. Sovereign wants to know, so he knows what to do. Illegal procedure against Georgia Tech. So it is declined, and it is good, and the score is 41-7.
Here's another replay. Fake the action to the left, and Bart Burrell, his 4th catch of the day for 56 yards.
Right now, Buick dealers are having their holiday get-together. They know that at this time of year, people are drawn more to family and friends and showrooms. So they're inviting you in with a spirit appropriate to the season. I hope you visit them. You might very well come away with a new Buick and some very fine new friends.
Both of which are nice to have. After all, life is to enjoy.
Ooh, I'm sorry. There's so much information in the yellow pages, you'll never be caught with your pants down. You'll even locate maps that are tailor-made to help you.
I see you right around the corner. Hold still.
Yes, all right.
Yes, all right.
When you need to know who, what, where, when, and why, let your fingers do the walking through the Bell System yellow pages.
On New Year's Day, CBS Sports presents the Cotton Bowl, with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame taking on the Houston Cougars. That's the Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day.
The illegal procedure penalty against Georgia Tech on the conversion is assessed on the kickoff, and so Purdue kicks off from the 45-yard line. Scott Sovereign, the left footer, will boot it, and Drew Hill is center deep to receive it for Georgia Tech. Drew Hill retreats. Got in the end zone 2 yards deep. Out to the goal line 5. He's at the 10, the 15. Spins away. Struggling. But did not get far across the 15-yard line before Wayne Smith brought him down. So now Georgia Tech starts 1st down and 10 yards to go. Ball is on the 16. Kelly is the quarterback. Kelly drives back, pumps once, and goes long up the left sideline to Drew Hill. It's incomplete. Couldn't catch up. Bill Kay was covering. 2nd and 10 at the 16 for Georgia Tech.
Rifle arm. Kelly threw it about 55 yards in the air.
Well, as you've pointed out several times, the Georgia Tech coaching staff is extremely high on Mike Kelly, and I suspect they would be, or they would not have started him, a freshman without spring practice or anything else, in the 3rd game of the season.
Well, of course, he had 1,470 yards, threw for 7 touchdowns, and he's not having too good a day. He's getting rushed, a lot of pressure.
Kelly again. Drew Hill.
That's all you have. That's all you have to see, Lindsey, is one little play like that. Right on the button. Got the good, strong arm.
First down and 10 yards to go at the 32.
Little sprained ankle on the sideline. One of the Purdue players, 51, is Mark Johansson.
First and 10, Georgia Tech at their own 32. Newman's in a wide right. Kelly throwing.
Flag.
Penalty marker is down. Mike Marks was covering. Darius Davis, the receiver. So they have one to check out here. Offsides. It is against Purdue. So Mike Kelly has an option here. Take the 5, and the down doesn't count.
Offside. Defense. First down.
First and 5 for Georgia Tech. They're on 37-yard line. Freshman quarterback Mike Kelly. Kelly. And he completes it. Bucky Schamberger. Schamberger to the 50-yard line. Stopped by Willie Harris.
I like how he handled the blitz that time. We've got a flag back about the 35-yard line. He was blitzed. He just got rid of it in a hurry. They will decline this penalty. Watch a quick release of Mike Kelly here. Takes it to Schamberger. He sees that blitz right there. Just a little dip right over the middle. Schamberger, a good left-handed catch, and it's first down.
Bucky Schamberger. Purdue was offsides on the play. Since it was a first down, Georgia Tech declined. They have it first and 10 at the 50-yard line. Purdue is leading by a score of 41-7. We're in the fourth quarter. The Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. Kelly now swings it out on the right flank. Rodney Lee. Not get very far. Darius Davis, I beg your pardon. Phil Kay made the tackle.
Darius Davis from Augusta. Sounds like a character from Margaret Mitchell.
He's a freshman. There was no gain on the completion, loss of about 6 inches, if anything. Second down and 10 yards to go. Drew Hill comes out to a wide right.
Dr. J next.
Kelly drops back. And this one has gone incomplete. Trying to get that one to George Moore. Pulled down by Kevin Motz, and it'll be 3rd and 10 at the 50-yard line. Georgia Tech sideline, Pepper Rogers.
Third down. They've had 10 occasions today to convert on third down. They've only completed 3. 3 out of 10.
Robert Newman goes to a far left, and Drew Hill to a wide right. Kelly swings it out to Rodney Lee. Rodney Lee can go nowhere. His forward progress will be marked up, I think, about the 50-yard line. That was Wayne Smith wrestling him back. Wayne Smith from Chicago, Illinois. Squarely on the 50, 4th and 10.
I like that little gesture. Keena Turner went over and tapped him.
Little haberdashery change there for Rodney Lee. Fourth down. 10 yards to go at the 50.
Now they're going to go for
Purdue is leading 41-7, and Kelly stays on the field in the huddle.
There's a great young coach of Purdue, Jim Young.
Trailing here in the fourth quarter. They try to pick it up. Kelly. And it's incomplete. He hit Drew Hill. He did not hang on, and the ball goes over at the 50-yard line to Purdue.
Great pitch. Drew Hill on a little turn in. He had the first down easily, but just couldn't hold on.
So now we have 10 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the Peach Bowl game, and Purdue is leading 41-7.
When you're in trouble, it's good to know you can call someone who will bring help fast. An independent insurance agent who represents the cavalry. The Kemper Insurance Companies and other fine companies. In a world of red tape, here's a maverick who's tough, fast, and fair. So when you're in trouble, your independent agent will be there. Where do you find help like this? In the Yellow Pages, under Kemper.
With the IBM Series 3 copier, you can take clean originals, dark originals, light originals, bound originals, printouts, photos, blueprints, you name it. And at the push of a button or two, get a report that's clean and copied on both sides. It's one thing to make a copy that looks like an original, but quite another to make a copy that's even more presentable. The IBM Series 3, complete, fast, economical.
A good quarterback does his homework on and off the field. That's probably why the three of us are all drinking light beer from Miller.
See, light's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
Plus, it tastes great. And you know it's important to have a command of facts like that.
It's mental discipline, really.
You're darn right. Because if you know every position, every option, every formation, you'll never get your signals crossed.
Hey, that's my beer, Terry.
Oh, no, this
yeah,
is... No, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and
I
less.
didn't peel my label.
Wayne Smith's giving us a little dance along the sideline.
All right, Wayne, go on with it.
He's got all the moves.
You think winning, you don't have fun?
Purdue first and 10. The ball is at the 50-yard line. Oliver's in there, quarterback. The second unit generally is in there now for Purdue. Oliver's rolling and looking and throwing, and it's incomplete.
Flags down.
Penalty marker. That was Tony Gallivan for whom it was intended. Illegal procedure against Purdue.
Purdue has enjoyed field position all afternoon, Lindsay. They've
Illegal procedure. Offense decline. Second down.
Decline so that the down counts.
I was going to say 7 times they've took the ball over on first down. They have had it in Georgia Tech territory.
Second down and 10. Chuck Oliver from Valparaiso, Indiana, a freshman, is the quarterback. Gives it to his tailback, and it is moved down to the 45-yard line. McCall carried the ball. Ben McCall, running back. Picked up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5. There you are. Mark ready for play as Oliver breaks the huddle. 3rd down and 5 yards to go at the 45. Oliver sacked by the Georgia Tech defense led by Mike Blanton, the senior lineman, 6'5", 235 from Valdosta, and Dave Egan's coming in to do the punting for Purdue. They've used both Joe Linville and Dave Egan. Don Besselou has dropped back along with Hardy to receive the punt for Georgia Tech. Mike Blanton.
He's played well this afternoon. The senior, 6'5", 237 pounds.
And we have a timeout here. A timeout has been called. A little mix-up, a little delay. So with 9 minutes, 34 seconds left to play in the game, there was a little mix-up as Purdue moved into a deep punt formation, and they called for a timeout. Arrowhead coach Jim Young. Dave Egan in deep punt formation.
Beauty.
Besselo retreats. It is back at the 11-yard line. Return to the 15 and to the 20-yard line. But there's a penalty marker on the play. So there's one to be checked out here.
A nice punt of 44 yards. About a 10-yard return by Besselo. Let's check out the penalty.
Offside. Defense. Decline.
All right, that explains that. The ball is put in play where it is, the point to which it was returned, which is the 20-yard line.
Okay.
And it is a timeout with 9:22 left to play. And Purdue leading Georgia Tech 41-7.
Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
There are all sorts of fringe benefits to being a big Boilermaker. And here at the Peach Bowl, it's been a good day for big Boilermakers since the opening kickoff. Pepper Rogers, head coach of the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, came back to his alma mater as head coach, giving up the job at UCLA, which he held at the time. First down and 10 yards to go at the 20. Mike Kelly still quarterbacking Georgia Tech. Rodney Lee is the fullback. Short. It is incomplete to George Moore. Tom Kingsbury was there defensively, and it's going to be second down and 10 yards to go. Georgia Tech at their 20. Drew Hill almost gets to the huddle, just gets the play and goes out to a wide left. Kelly by the end around to Drew Hill, and he is going out of bounds up across the 30-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10.
Yeah, he's really about the only speed that Georgia Tech has left after they lost Eddie Lee Ivory.
Little action along the sideline.
A couple of reserve quarterbacks warming up.
Joe Batulius throwing the ball. Linville throwing as well. Kelly decides to keep it. Kelly runs it across the 40-yard line.
Should be enough for the first down.
Should be. Kevin Grimmett head stop up at the 42-yard line, so it's 1st and 10. Freshman Mike Kelly on the keeper.
I tell you, Pepper can find somebody to help that young man out in the next couple of years. He's going to be quite a quarterback.
got Drew Hill in a slot to the right side. Darius Davis and Rodney Lee in the backfield. Kelly pumped and doesn't have time to throw. Just pumped, and that was all she wrote, as Tom Kingsbury was there along with Jim Barr.
And that's been the case on many occasions today, Lindsey, when Mike Kelly, especially in the first half, wanted to throw the football. He was always pressured. Here he tries to pump and then go long, and it's too late.
Danny Mann and Darius Davis are the setbacks in there now. On second down and 13. Seven and a half minutes left to play in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. It is incomplete forward pass behind the line to Darius Davis. It is third and 13 at the 40-yard line. As Paul Hornung pointed out, not much has worked too well for Georgia Tech today. Purdue is leading by a score of 41-7.
Johnny!
Very happy young coach right there, Jim Young.
Kelly. Well, Young, George Moore, rather, had it just for a moment and could not hang on, so that'll bring the punting unit on now for Georgia Tech. Now the ball at their own 40-yard line, and it is Ted Peoples coming in to do the punting. Russell Pope and Tony Gallivan are back to field it for Purdue.
Slipped down.
Picked up and returned only to the 23 by Pope, Russell Pope. So it is first and 10 now for the Boilermakers, and they have the ball at their own 23-yard line. And we have now 7 minutes, 6 seconds left to play in this game.
Now the day is done, you're on your own, feeling easy, heading home. Make it Buick. After all, life is to enjoy.
The new 1979 Buick Electra Park Avenue. The luxury, the prestige, the pleasure of driving one make all your hard work worth it. Electra Park Avenue.
After all, life is to enjoy.
There's really nothing quite like a Buick.
Business can't afford to run without the right business insurance. So look to the outfit that provides scouting service before they propose anything. The Kemper Cavalry. We know every business is different. So the independent agents who represent us analyze your property, your equipment, even your inventory. So you won't be underinsured or overinsured. That's scouting service from the Kemper Insurance Companies. We're riding hard to serve you better.
Coming next, Dr. J and the Philadelphia 76ers make a house call on the New York Knicks. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung at the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, where we now have 7 minutes, 6 seconds left to play in the game. And Purdue is leading 41-7, and they have shock troops in the ball game. Steve Barr is in there now, number 7. Steve Barr, handing it off. Shock troops for Purdue, and it is moved to the 25. Doria, Frank Doria moved it to the 25-yard line. Mike Blanton in to make the tackle, as Coach Jim Young is getting a lot of reserves into the ball game here now on Christmas Day for Purdue. It's second down and 8 yards to go. Tom Meehal's in there as well right now, as they come up in an I formation. Steve Barr's the quarterback. Give it to his tailback, and it is moved up there to the 29-yard line as Bill Haley came in to make the tackle.
It's Frank Doria.
And more reserves come in.
They're getting everybody in.
Ball is at the 29, where it is third down and 4 yards to go. Barr brings them up. option play and keeps the ball. And he is stopped at the 30-yard line. 4th down and 3 yards to go. Haley was in to make the tackle along with Linwood Volley. Keep in mind now that NBA on CBS will be following completion of this telecast. Gary Hardy has dropped back with Beslew to receive the punt now. It is Joe Linville back to do the punting. Freshman from Merrillville, Indiana. Gets it off. Beslew takes it at the 32-yard line. He's at the 35, and that's about it.
Got whacked.
He did. Clothesline.
.39-yard punt.
Mike Marks is downfield to make the tackle, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 yards to go. For the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Ball at their 35-yard line. Mike Kelly is coming in at quarterback for Georgia Tech, as you see Beslew along the sideline, the All-American safety man. Now Gary Hardy is the tailback. Rodney Lee is the fullback. Out to Gary Hardy, and he runs a screen right. Got it up across the 40-yard line as Tom Kingsbury come over to make the tackle. Kingsbury is the man on special teams who's seen so frequently downfield on coverage for Georgia Tech. That ball is spotted at the 44-yard line. Gain of 9 yards on the screen right. It'll be 2nd down and a yard to go.
You know, I think special thanks should be given to Janet Rogers, the charming wife of head coach Pepper Rogers. What a job she did selling some tickets this week. She sold 7,500 tickets to this contest.
Rodney Lee carries the football, and he gets a 1st down across the 50-yard line. And there, a pair of friends on Christmas Day.
And happy.
Aren't they, though?
From Purdue.
1st down, 10 yards to go. Georgia Tech's ball at the Purdue 49-yard line. 4.5 minutes left to play in this game. Ann and Hardy are the setbacks. Kelly going long to Drew Hill, and he can't get to it. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Georgia Tech at the Purdue 49-yard line. Well, it's been a day for Purdue, and now on Christmas afternoon, a lot of the regulars are along the sideline. Their work is through for the day as Coach Jim Young started getting his 2nd teamers, and now he's got some of his 3rd stringers in there. They addressed a big squad, and a lot of them are seeing some action on this Christmas afternoon. 2nd bowl game in the long history of Purdue football. Kelly. And diving catch by George Moore. It is at the 44-yard line. And fisticuffs start to flare here.
He's got his foot hung up in his face mask. No hard feelings.
Spot was marked inside the 45-yard line at the 44.
Watch his quick release of Kelly. He's rushed again. Watch his whoop. I tell you, that's a good release right on target. A fine catch by Moore. Now he gets hung up. See the leg?
3rd down and 5 yards to go. Georgia Tech at the Purdue 44-yard line. Kelly, the freshman quarterback. Incomplete to Hardy, which will make it 4th and 5 at the 44-yard line. And on the incompletion, clock is stopped with 3 minutes 38 seconds left to play in the Peach Bowl game, with Purdue leading by a score of 41-7. Here comes Drew Hill back into the ball game. See the time remaining in set. The snap. Kelly sets up, and he throws to Hardy. Hardy to the 35 to the 30. 1st and 10. Georgia Tech at the Purdue 30-yard line.
They'd love to get a touchdown. They haven't scored here in the 2nd half. We only scored 1 touchdown in the 2nd quarter. Picked up 14 yards on that little delay over the middle. And again, we just want to remind you, keep in mind, NBA coming up immediately following this game, Lindsay. And it's a good matchup. The New York Knicks against the Philadelphia 76ers.
We'll be joining it in progress from Madison Square Garden in New York. Cedric Perry made the last tackle for Purdue. Kelly.
Look at that.
And it's complete. Taken inside the 10 by Drew Hill. And Drew Hill is down to the 6-yard line. Tim Sineff made the tackle.
You know, when I went out to practice and I saw Pepper, and he said, Paul, come on down here. I want you to watch Mike Kelly throw the football. He says he is really going to be great. And, of course, Georgia Tech has not looked good this afternoon. That was a 23-yard pass play, but Mike Kelly wants a timeout. Mike Kelly's going to be a great college quarterback.
For an NBA report, let's go to Brent Musburger at Madison Square Garden in New York.
Just underway here at the Garden. It is 5-0. Philadelphia over New York. Pressure by the 76ers and a foul in the backcourt by Bobby Jones. Julius Erving so far has scored 1 field goal, yanked down 2 rebounds, and dished out 1 assist. The 76ers, Keith Erickson, in their new traveling red uniforms.
Look like Santa Claus out there, doesn't it? The red and the white. Right. This Philadelphia team is loaded with talent.
And here is Toby Knight, the left-hander for the Knicks. A few games ago, he scored 43 for Red Holzman, missing his first free throw, and the Knicks now are on the scoreboard. 5-1. Philadelphia with possession. Maurice Cheeks, the rookie, bringing it up against Ray Williams of the Knicks. Over in front of Red Holzman's bench, Dougie Collins. 7-1 right now, and let's send you back to Atlanta and Lindsey Nelson.
All right, Brett, Georgia Tech has the ball here. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line of Purdue. Kelly is rolling and under pressure,
as usual.
Drew and Tom Kingsbury was there, putting the pressure on. So it is going to be 2nd down and goal to go at the 6-yard line.
Mike Kelly, the quarterback for Tech, is 13 out of 32 for 117 yards.
That's the young man right there, number 2. He's had a busy day.
And he's been sacked a couple of times, Lindsey, and during the season, he was only sacked once out of 197 pass attempts. So that pressure from the Purdue defense has been outstanding.
Purdue is leading by a score of 41-7, but Georgia Tech's trying to get on that scoreboard one more time here late in the game. There's a quick pitch, and Hardy's going to throw to Kelly. Incomplete. He's held up, and the penalty marker goes down at the 8-yard line.
It was 6 points. Purdue defensive lineman, very smart there to take that penalty. He didn't want him to score the touchdown, so he knew Kelly was going to be wide open for 6. I couldn't get the number on that. Was that 95, Sheldon Fox?
Robert Jones,
Robert
99.
Jones, 99.
The officials still talk it over here, as they're having a little trouble getting straightened out among themselves.
Half the distance.
Holding. Defense.
Here it is, a little quick pitch. Now watch, Kelly goes back to the left side. Gary Hardy comes back, and he's going to be wide open for the 6, but he was held up right there. That was Robert Jones.
Half the distance, puts the ball at the 3-yard line, makes it 2nd down and goal to go at the 3. Kelly. And it was touchdown, Georgia Tech, George Moore. George Moore was in the end zone, was pushed back out, but all he has to do is have that ball in there, and it's a touchdown, Georgia Tech. Coming with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the game.
Yeah, put the thread in the needle that time. He was open, he drilled it. George Moore. He's a sophomore from Decatur. He's going to be around a long time with this young man. Look at him moving his tight end to the open spot. Right on. You can see he's got that 1 foot in the end zone. Touchdown.
So it's 41-13. Conversion attempt coming for Georgia Tech. And they're going to go for 2. Why not? Now Kelly asked for a timeout. He wants to talk it over with his bench. So freshman quarterback Mike Kelly goes over to talk to Pepper Rogers. You may recall the Orange Bowl game back in 1969 when Pepper Rogers was coaching Kansas against Penn State. And there was a conversion attempt, and it was no good, but the officials discovered that the Rogers defense against that particular conversion involved 12 men. And so they came back, tried it again, and Penn State won it by a score of 15-14. In coaching circles ever since then, they refer to a defense against a thing like that with too many men as the Pepper Rogers defense.
Pepper Rogers defense. You get away with the 12s a little bit stronger than 11.
Well, here are the credits coming of the people who made this telecast possible, and these are the people who made their presence possible on this Christmas afternoon.
Better believe that. Our director,
Davey Fox, Chris Erskine, Joni Vetrano, Chuck Will, So as you see the quarterback coming back, you've seen the list of the names of the people who made it possible for the people who have made the telecast possible to be here on Christmas afternoon.
They let us out of the house every once in a while.
And it's Drew Hill around. Drew Hill heading for the flag. And he gets in for 2 points. 2-point conversion is good to make it 41-15. We have 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the game as you see Drew Hill along the sideline. And it is now.
Right now, myself.
And now, once again, for a report on the NBA action at Madison Square Garden in New York, let's go to Brent Musburger.
Restaurants on the 8th floor level of the arena.
We are back at Madison Square Garden. You're looking at Billy Cunningham and Chuck Daly. Billy is kneeling down. The 76ers have streaked to a 13-7 lead over the New York Knicks. They're huddled around Red Holzman, who has returned after Willis Reed was fired. The Knicks are a little bit different under Holzman. They go more to a pattern attack, and they stress defense. This is the first time these two teams have met this year, and we'll be right back at the Garden when the football action is over. But let's send you back to Atlanta and Lindsey Nelson.
Don Besselou now will kick off.
Onside.
Tries to spin it down there. Scramble is on for the football up at the 48-yard line.
I think Tech's got it.
Georgia Tech got it. They executed an onside kick. Georgia Tech gets the football on Besselou's onside kick. Marble was the man who came up with the ball. He was in the stack, and Kelly comes out to run the attack. We want to take this occasion to thank our statisticians and spotters. This is a day when they have worked full-time in a game like this. Dick Bossing and Tom Culver have kept our stats here this afternoon. Our spotters have been Tim Clojo and Ashford Smith. Gentlemen, thank you very much. First down and 10 yards to go. Kelly. Goes the sideline incomplete. Intended for George Moore. Second down and 10 yards to go. Georgia Tech at the Purdue 48-yard line. There's our queen, Penny Lynn Kalarnik. .232 left to play in the Peach Bowl. Newman's coming out to a wide right as Kelly brings him up. Gary Lanier is in a wide left. Kelly. Now goes it to Hardy. Hardy is at the 42-yard line. Picked up 6 yards on the play and make it 3rd and 4. Mark Johansson was in to make the tackle. The junior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Georgia Tech in possession here as Purdue has dominated this football game this afternoon. They're leading now by a score of 41-15. Kelly. For Hardy. Drew Hill, I beg your pardon. Drew Hill, and Wayne Smith was covering.
First quarter, the Knicks a 6-point lead, the 6-point deficit, excuse that. Philadelphia 15, the New York Knicks 9, first quarter.
It'll be 4th down coming up for Georgia Tech. Pepper Rogers. Clock says 1:46 left to play in the game. Purdue is leading 41-15. Mr. Horning, the time is not long distance, and we'll be heading for Christmas dinner.
That's right. Keep the turkey hot. We will be home.
Well, it is completed. Threaded a needle. Gary Hardy from Milledgeville, Georgia, took it. It's a first down at the 32-yard line. Mark Johansson made the Purdue tackle. So Georgia Tech retains possession. It's just outside the 31-yard line. 1st and 10. Comes Kelly up once again with Drew Hill in a wide right. Mike Kelly. Out of time, and he throws long to Drew Hill in the end zone, and touchdown! Drew Hill for the touchdown deep in the end zone. A 31-yard touchdown pass from Mike Kelly to Drew Hill. Here it is again.
Well, he's got some time to throw the football here. He just looks around and he finds his favorite receiver. Drew Hill makes a good turn. Lindsey turns back for the football in the end zone and a fine catch. A little bit too late. But Tech has never quit. Still trying to put points on the board. The good arm